taking on the Impact champion. And as we said, it's a big, big night. This is a stacked card as well. Honestly, I've never seen such excitement for an Impact show. Certainly not since probably the last time we did an Impact show, which was like early 2020. And that's when it was the whole time where we had Tessa going for the title. That obviously generated a lot of buzz. But honestly, this has really captured people's imaginations. I've had people getting in touch with me, sending me DMs, hitting me up on Twitter, talking to me in other streams, like really excited for tonight. And I must admit, I have fed off that excitement because this isn't something that we would normally do. But we do watch AEW, and I am looking forward to seeing how that main event in particular is going to go. I was thinking, like, I wonder if this is going to be Kenny with the brakes off. Like, there's no pressure on Kenny tonight. Kenny is someone that's got kind of the weight of the wrestling world on his shoulders. And he is someone that really does have to perform week in, week out for AEW. I know he doesn't have matches every week, and sometimes he's in tag matches, but whenever he's like having a solo match, there's a lot of eyes on AEW. There's a lot of eyes on what are they going to do next. And Kenny Omega is at the forefront. Kenny Omega is the one that's carrying that promotion, if you will, as champion. Tonight there will be a lot of eyes on him. But I just wonder if he can go out there and just enjoy it a little bit more. I just wonder if he can go out there with maybe a little less pressure. I know that sounds weird because tonight's such a big match for him, but I just think this is Impact. It's a slightly different audience. I don't know what audience they're going to get. I have no idea what the number for the pay-per-view buys is going to be, but I would guess it's going to be way below an AEW Dynamite. I can't imagine that over 1 million people are going to be tuning into this pay-per-view. I could be wrong. As I said, I seriously don't know, but Impact tend to get around, is it 150,000, 200,000? Around that for their weekly show. So to think that they're going to now get 1 million pay-per-view buys, I mean, that is a jump. That is a serious jump. Like, if you can get 1 million pay-per-view buys, that's a big, big deal. Like, seriously big deal. I really can't expect them to be doing that. I don't think they're going to be doing that. So I think, like, there's going to be less eyes on him tonight. The match is still really important. He's got a great opponent in Rich Swann. And I just wonder, what is the match going to be like? You won't phone it in. I don't believe Kenny's going to be phoning tonight in. It's too important. But I just wonder, is there going to be less pressure? Could we see the Kenny Omega that we all know and love from New Japan? Could we see the Kenny Omega that can really deliver big special matches, big special moments? What happens when he hits the one-winged angel? What happens if Rich Swann wins and Rich Swann becomes the new AEW champion? I don't think that will happen, but yeah, I got to admit, you guys have kind of got me a bit excited for this. I am actually looking forward to the main event. I will not sit here and tell you that I know much about Impact, because I do not, right? I'm quite happy to hold my hands up and say I really don't. I had a quick read earlier so that I could catch up with some of the storylines. But, so I know that we're going to get, like, Zack Ryder versus, I know that's not his name, Matt Cardona versus, is it Brian Myers? Like, those two who are obviously great friends, Kurt Hawkins, basically, going to be facing each other. And I've heard the build for that was quite good. So that'll be an interesting match. Women's match, Emma taking on Deonna Purrazzo. Should be a very good match as well. So there's going to be some faces that people recognize tonight if you've been watching WWE. I can't imagine I'm the only kind of Impact newbie, if you will, that's going to be tuning in. So if you are a casual Impact fan, I think there's going to be a few faces that you will recognize. Vape Ross Vape said, in the match, could it be a DQ or count out? I have not read anywhere that that is not an option. So I have to presume it is an option. That would suck. Like, that is absolutely not the way they can go. If they're going to do that, that's going to really backfire, because there's a lot of hype man I can't stress this enough. It is so unusual for people to want to have conversations with me about Impact on streams. But I've had repeatedly people trying to have conversations with me about Impact, and that's fine. It's cool. I'm down for whatever conversations people want to have. But it's so unusual that it shows the intrigue, and it shows just how invested people are in this match. If they're going to do something like a DQ or a count out or some kind of screwy finish that's going to not be a satisfying conclusion, that's going to be a big own goal. They really can't afford to do that. That would just be sabotaging yourself for, like, it'd be bad PR as well, I think. So I'm really hoping they don't do that. I don't think they'll do that. I think they know that this is a big deal. So yeah, if anyone from Impact is watching, if that is the finish, can you change it? Because I'm gonna speak for the chat now. That's not what we want. Yeah, we don't want that. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Shout out to everyone that's in the chat. I can see, as I said, I'm still using the big... I got the PC, I got the big screen. Like, your comments are, like, smacking me in the face right now. So, big shout out to everyone that's joining us. I can see Jim and Austin, Jason, Bonkers, LFC, Deception, Hunter, Daniel, Heather, Lenny, Joaquin Uribe said, did you see Dana talking about Jake Paul yesterday? I did, yeah. We stuck around for the press conference. I mean, I've got to say as well, big shout out to everyone that joined us last night. I haven't fully recovered from that stream. That stream was just so much fun. I had such a great time with that UFC stream. What a show. What a show. And if you're not still thinking about Chris Weidman's leg break, then you're not human, right? Because I've been thinking about it all day. And it's horrific. I even watched replays of it on social media, because I can't remember who said, but someone said it's not the moment that he kicks, it's the moment he puts his foot down and it buckles that's like the really moody part. So I checked it out again, and yeah, you're right. You're right. I mean, like, in all fairness, all of it is moody. Every single part of it is moody. But, yeah, the bit where he puts his foot down is extra moody. So then I watched some videos from Rose just to cheer me back up again. And seeing her celebrating, which was lovely to see. So, what a show, man. What a show. So a big shout out, a big thank you to everyone that joined us last night. I hope you had a great time. I've had loads of positive feedback. Loads of people really enjoyed the show. I think that will be... I can't see another show being better than that this year. And I'm not just saying that because I'm a Rose fan, but because I just think there were so many talking points. So many talking points. So much happened. I can't see a show being better. But that's the challenge, isn't it? Hayden Garrett, shout out to you. Hayden said, this is my second time watching an Impact pay-per-view. Yeah, I mean, what I'm quite excited for tonight is the fact that the chat are actually, for the first time ever, going to be quite knowledgeable. I think you lot out there, for maybe the first time ever, are going to actually play a part in tonight's stream. I'm joking. Well, I'm joking and I'm not joking. I mean, I'm joking that this isn't... Obviously, you're very knowledgeable, but you will know more than me. You lot out there, there's going to be a lot of Impact fans that are going to be able to fill in some of the blanks for us. So, yeah, I mean, tonight, maybe more than ever, there's going to be a lot of really interesting stuff in the chat. If you are an Impact fan, if you are someone that watches Impact, help us out. Fill in the blanks, because I'm going to have plenty of blanks on this one. About, like, you know, fill us in on the backstory. What was the build? What are people enjoying? What are people hoping for? All of that kind of good stuff. So, I mean, I must admit, just like from an outsider, having a look at the card, I kind of feel that it's quite predictable. I could be wrong, but I kind of feel like Kenny is surely favourite to win the main event. I kind of feel that the Good Brothers are surely favourites to get their titles back. They're taking on Finn Juice, who obviously New Japan fans will know. I don't believe they've done much with the titles. So I could see Good Brothers getting them back now. I think, in a way, they might have lost them just to win them back. So I kind of feel like Omega, Good Brothers. I think Deonna Purrazzo is tearing it up as champion. She's very active on social media, so I don't know why they would look to take it off her. So I kind of feel like she's going to retain. The rest of the card, I suppose, is not inconsequential, but maybe doesn't have, like, the importance. So I'm not too sure on some of those. But, like, I have no idea who's going to win out of Myers versus Cardona. I've no idea who wins that. But, yeah, I kind of feel that the top of the card looks a little predictable to me. But that's not necessarily a bad thing, because I could be completely wrong. Wrestling Daze, was it similar to when Sid Vicious broke his leg? That was moody. This I actually think was worse, because there was a couple of moments in this one where he throws the kick, the leg wraps around Uriah Hall's leg, and then he doesn't notice, so he throws the kick. He comes back and he hasn't realised, and I think it's when he puts his foot down. Like, I was watching his face, Chris Weidman's face. So he throws the kick, it wraps around Uriah Hall's leg, he brings it back, and his face looks fine. Like, he looks like he's still in the zone. Puts his foot down, and down he goes, and his leg it's horrific. If you're not into that kind of stuff, and if you are into that kind of stuff, shame on you. But if that makes you feel a bit funny, maybe stay away. Kieran, John, shout out to you, my friends. Hope you are well. Hope you are excited for tonight. I did actually have a little lineup that I wanted to go through, so that I could bring people up to speed, because I am fully aware that, I'm not going to be alone. There's going to be lots of people that are going to be new to Impact that won't know the card tonight. So just kind of made sense just to quickly run down that card, and then we're all on the same page. There's 8 matches tonight. Show starts in 16 minutes. Austin says, shout out to Jason Peace. He became a stepdad today. Many congratulations, Jason. Very, very cool. That's very cool. Shout out to you. So, right, here we go. We've got Fire and Flavor. This is Kiera Hogan and Tasha Steelz. Tasha Steelz, of course, from NWA that we used to watch. She used to be over there. Taking on Jordan Grace and Rachel Ellering. Jordan Grace, fantastic talent. Big fan of her. Rachel Ellering as well. Big fan of her. She can really go in the ring. I really liked her in NXT. She was in the Mae Young Classic as well. So I'm looking forward to that. Then we've got an 8-man tag match that's pretty stacked. We've got Chris Sabin, we've got Eddie Edwards, we've got James Storm, Willie Mack, taking on Violent by Design. Don't know them, but I know Eric Young, of course. Dina, Joe Doering, and Rhino. So that is the 8-man tag match. So few names in there that I certainly recognise. Then we've got Trey Miguel. I don't know who this is. Trey Miguel. So Trey Miguel taking on Sami Callihan, who of course was the person that lost to Tessa last year. That's a last man standing match. Then we've got Matt Cardona taking on Brian Myers. So basically Kurt Hawkins against Zack Ryder. Then we've got Ace Austin taking on Josh Alexander versus TJP. And that is for the Impact X Division Championship. Deonna Purrazzo versus Tenille Dashwood. We got Finn Juice versus Good Brothers. And Rich Swann versus Kenny Omega. So there we go. That is the card. 8 matches. Certainly quite a few names in there that I recognise. A few names in there that I don't as well. But yeah, it should be very, very interesting. And as I said, feel free to bring us up to speed with anything that we might need to know about. LSW, for example, saying that Trey Miguel was with the Rascals, I think. That's interesting. To be perfectly truthful, I never saw the Rascals when they were in Impact. They have now gone on to become MSK, and big fan of what they're doing in NXT. So that will be very interesting to see that match, that ladder match. Should be very good. I'm here, so no Oscars. Oh yeah, Oscars tonight, isn't it? And talking of Oscars, there's Oscar Hernandez. Says, just to be clear, Trey Miguel is a former tag member of the Rascals, or should I say MSK. Shout out to you, dude. The Wrestling Kid said, Daze, can we get a stream setup tour video? Not right now. Trying to think. I mean, to be perfectly honest, I mean, it's something that I would be up for doing, but there's not really anything interesting to show. And obviously not right now, because if I move the camera, it's going to be a nightmare to set it all back up. But I'm sure it's something that we can do at some point. But this room is a mess. This room is always a mess. It's not in a showable fashion. Let's put it that way. There's stuff all over the floor. I've got kids magazine stuff over here. I got packaging and stuff over here. It's just, yeah, it's a mess. And then you'll think worse of me. If you see it in the state it's actually in, then you lot will just be ashamed. Yeah, maybe one day. Eric Defcon Prime said, Daze, I feel like I've been with you this entire weekend. I think that's largely because you have, my friend. I think it's largely because you have. It's been a wild weekend. It's been a great weekend. And, yeah, it's kind of, do you know what? It is nice to have a bit of a different flavour. Do you know what I mean? Like, we've watched WWE on Friday, UFC on Saturday, and Impact on Sunday. It's kind of nice. And what I like as well is this feels like it's such a chilled stream. Like, I'm quite honest in saying I don't know all the backstory to this. I don't know all the build. I'm quite excited to learn. Quite excited to find out about it. So I'm really up for that main event in particular. So yeah, I am really looking forward to this. James Chadwick, shout out to you. Says, Daze, Eric Young is out. He's torn his ACL. Ooh, okay. Does that mean he gets replaced? Is there like going to be a mystery person that replaces him or something? Have they announced anything? That's a shame. I was looking forward to seeing him. I actually saw a little clip of him talking about the importance of the Impact Championship. And he was talking about what it was like when he was the former champion. And yeah, he's so passionate about this brand. I was looking forward to seeing him perform, so that's a real shame. So I don't know if that's now going to be a handicap match or if they're going to replace. I'd imagine they'll replace him, but I don't know who with. Although I have heard a rumor that there could be someone that makes an appearance tonight, but I won't spoil that. Miss Clown 1 said, "What's your flavour? Tell me what's your flavour." Shout out to you, Miss Clown 1. David Conley says, Thug Rose. I know, dude. I'm still buzzing about that. Rumours have already spoiled about his replacement. Oh, okay. Maybe we're on the same page with that then, because I have seen a name. But I didn't know, obviously, that Eric Young was out, so I didn't think that he would be in that match, but maybe this person will. WWE surely underused Eric Young, says Jimmy. Yeah, I mean, like, I actually really like Sanity, so I thought Sanity were quite good. I certainly think it was probably the best that Nikki Cross was. I suppose when she was in that tag team with Alexa, it was quite good. But I don't know. She always came across better when she was unhinged to me. So I liked that version of her. And obviously, you know, you've got Killian Dane, who's a beast, and Eric Young as the leader. Alexander Wolf's done all right going into Imperium, but Sanity, it's good entrance, good graphics, good little group. Kind of felt like they should have done what Retribution did, you know, at the start when they were like trying to take over the show. Kind of feel like Sanity should have been booked that way, but then not like Retribution was after, like credible booking. But yeah, that was a shame. I'm not really sure why they split them up, to be honest. Kind of none of them went on to better things, so I don't know why we got rid of it. Creatively, they just couldn't have thought of anything for them, which I think is a waste. They're perfect for a Survivor Series team, weren't they, Sanity? I kind of feel like Sanity at Survivor Series, whatever year they were around, 2018, something like that, maybe before. But yeah, like them at Survivor Series versus like Team WWE, that would have been quite good. Jeremiah says, Daze, you are my favourite YouTuber. Jeremiah, shout out to you, buddy. I mean, like, the support this channel gets is awesome. Like, yesterday in particular. So, I can't tell you, it's one of my favourite streams. It's one of my favourite streams. I loved yesterday's stream. I couldn't believe how quick it went as well. I can remember at one point early in that UFC stream saying, like, oh, we've got 3 hours till the main event. And when you say that out loud, you go, wow, like, we're going to be here for 3 hours, and then the main event, then the main card starts. So I can remember saying something along those lines, and as soon as I said it, I was like, this is a long night. But it just absolutely flew. Just absolutely, it always does. Just absolutely flew by. So, yeah, it's so much fun. So I appreciate you lot joining us again. Austin said, how do you eat hot dogs, Daze? With my hands. Definitely with my hands. Are you a knife and fork guy, Austin? Are you a knife and fork guy? Mother? No, you're not. In my mind, you're nothing like that. You're a perv. Planet Dan ASMR says it's crazy how Vince pigeonholed Rich Swann as just a cruiserweight champion. He is smashing it. Sanity were actually the good version of Retribution. Yeah, I completely agree. I do think that Retribution had potential at the start, you know, when they were first invading. I really liked when they invaded the Performance Center. I think there could have been a few things they could have done a little different. But, you know, by and large, when that guy was cutting the ropes with the chainsaw and all of this, I was kind of, all right, I can go with this. But the problem with WWE is it's such a big company, they don't have the ability to tell big stories. Like big stories that really need everyone on the same page. If I was doing the Retribution story, if I was doing the story about how Retribution invaded and took over the show, I would be having social media, YouTube, WWE.com. I'd have everyone on the same page that we were invaded. Police are investigating. The show will go on next week. We're going to start the show with a statement from Vince, who's going to explain the situation. Security has been increased tenfold. And, like, you know, I would really have made a massive thing out of it. Like, you're going to see Vince next week. We've stepped up the security. Like, this will not happen again. And we're in negotiations. We're currently in meetings with the network to assure them that this won't happen again and all this kind of stuff. The problem with WWE is they tell that story and then that's it. That's the end of the episode and nothing really happens. Apart from like maybe a social media post that's like, we couldn't believe our eyes. Could you believe yours when Retribution attacked our Performance Center? Like, it's some kind of random stupid tweet like that just doesn't fit. Do you know what I mean? We couldn't believe it. Could you believe it when we got invaded? They just can't. They haven't got the ability, man, to tell those big stories. I think the company's too big now. I think it's too big. I think it's too hard to get everyone on the same page. If you've got an idea creatively, like, to get everyone on the same page, I think it's too big of a take in now. So they have to just focus on little feuds and stuff like that. I would love for there to be a big storyline like that Retribution one, but that gets everyone on the same page. Anyway, kind of went off track a little bit there. Daze, since NXT is teasing it, how would you feel about a new version of Sanity, but with Ciampa as the leader? I don't know. Are they teasing that? If they're teasing it, it's passed me by. I can't say that I've seen any clues for a new Sanity. I feel like the boat has sailed, to be honest, because we've had Sanity, then we had Retribution. So I think another vigilante group is going to just seem like another vigilante group. Like, Sanity felt original. We hadn't really had anything like that for a while. So Sanity felt really original, and I was into it. Retribution, we didn't know where it was going. It was such a big storyline. Certainly when, they invaded, cutting the ropes and all this kind of stuff, chasing Michael Cole off. Like, that was such a good storyline that I was on board with that until it all became cringe. And guys, them people that invaded us, we've given them contracts now. Don't ask questions. So, until it all went a bit sour. But, yeah, another one now, I'd be like, come on. We can't keep going back to this. There's got to be a new idea that we can do and go with. Notorious Nightmare, Switchblade. Shout out to you, buddy. Did you watch the press conference for the main event? It was amazing. I hope we get more for Blood and Guts. They can air press conference to cut the 2-hour show, since there will be one match. I didn't actually see it, but I did see clips of it. And, they were really going at each other. It got a bit tasty between them. And I was impressed. I was impressed with the presentation and the way that it all built. And I really like press conferences in wrestling. I thought that it's something they do very well in New Japan. You get a lot of press conferences in New Japan. So I really did like the fact that they did that. For me, it makes it feel even bigger. It feels a bit more like a sporting event, and I'm all for that. So, yeah, that's something that I wish that WWE would bring in. Maybe something I wish that AEW would bring in a bit more. We don't see it all that often in AEW, so... the clips that I didn't watch it all, but the clips I saw, I was very impressed. Deception Hunter said, why do all these stables start out great and then WWE doesn't seem to know what to do with them and they fade away? I think you've hit the nail on the head, but they don't know what to do with them. I think they have a vision, or someone has a vision of, wouldn't it be great if we had a load of zookeepers? We'll have a load of wrestlers dressed as zookeepers, and they are going to go after anyone that's named after an animal, right? So they're going to target Rhino and Shark Boy, and we're just going to have this group of zookeeping wrestlers go around and get all the animal-themed wrestlers under control. So in their mind, they'd have an idea like that, but there's no follow-up. It's not going anywhere. There's no long-term plan. Creatively, it just falls apart. So after a couple of months or whatever, once they've captured Rhino and Shark Boy, then that's it. They just end up disbanding or whatever. Although if someone from WWE is watching, feel free to take that idea. I'm sure there's people right now trying to think of animal named wrestlers that the group of zookeepers can capture. Right, hang on, we are starting. Oh, flip, hang on. I've got things I should be doing here. Guys, come on. What's this? What's going on? You lot should be on me, shouting at me. It started! Bobby Fish! Yes, because we definitely need zookeepers to capture Bobby Fish. I quite often go to the zoo to look at the fish. Zookeepers. I don't know where that came from. I'm quite into it now I've said it, though. George the Animal Steel, that's it. Right, we've got a little opening video package right now. And Rich Swann, the zookeepers could go after Rich Swann. Because again, you know, there's loads of swans in zoos. But it still works, doesn't it? This is a good opening. Do you think WWE would ever do a crossover pay-per-view? Maybe one day, but there's Don Callis and Kenny Omega. And there is Rich Swann. I do agree, Rich Swann's so underutilized in WWE, but I think we knew that at the time. You know, he was always someone that I had a lot of appreciation for. So I'm really pleased that things are working out for him. He did go under a bit of a black cloud, though, didn't he? Because wasn't there, like... Didn't he, like, get into an altercation with his wife or something? And I'm sure that's why he ended up getting released. Either way, if it's all sorted now, then I'm pleased for him. Because I always liked him as a wrestler. Right, we are in the arena, and there's no crowd, unfortunately, so there is no one there. TJP. Why has he got a broom? Is that a broom? Is TJP a witch now? What's going on? Why has TJP got a broom? Right, TJP. TJ Perkins. Do you remember his cool video game entrance? That was alright, wasn't it, in WWE? The winner of that Cruiserweight tournament, wasn't he? TJP, very good wrestler. So this is going to be for the X Division Championship. So TJP taking on the champ, Ace Austin. And the other one in this match is Josh Alexander. So triple threat, three-way match. Look at this text. Huge. The British Bulldogs. Are people still playing the game? Ricky the Dragon? I honestly had no idea that was going to start such a game in the chat. Where do I watch tonight's show? It's... Right, there's a few ways. I've got it on Fight, right? Legit, I thought, I'm not going to mess around. Because I'm sure there's streams out there, but... You know, it's $20. It's $20. I'll buy it. I'll support Impact for tonight. Give them my money. They deserve that. Yeah, I've bought it. So I'm watching it on Fight. I believe that you can watch it on things like Watch Wrestling, though. But I honestly don't know how reliable that's going to be. Ace Austin with Madman Fulton. Right, I tell you, when we watched Impact last year, I was so impressed with the X Division match. It was really, really good stuff. This division has always been one of the kind of standout divisions in Impact. Whenever I think about positive things about TNA or Impact, I always think about the X Division. So, great way to start this show off. This should, without having a knowledge of what these guys are like these days, this should be a banger. This should be great. Gorilla Monsoon. It's not on Watch Wrestling. Okay. Hang on. Let's have a look. You could try Watch Pro Wrestling. Big Boy Dally said, "Hello, Daze. I'm currently back home in Hannah, Montana, watching the Roddy Piper documentary." Very cool. That's tonight, isn't it? Yeah, that's on A and E, and I don't have that. Right. We've got 3 guys in the ring. The bell has sounded, and we're underway with match number 1. Yeah, Josh Alexander is meant to be a very good technical wrestler. That's what I know about him. Kick to the midsection by Ace Austin. TJP. Nice. Looking for a head scissor, but basement drop kick there by Ace Austin. I'm sure it was Ace Austin we watched last year. Excellent, excellent wrestler. Against the ropes. Shoulder tackle by Alexander. Goes down, grabs a hold of the leg, looking for the ankle lock. Goes into TJP. Alexander's got TJP. Ace Austin goes up over the top. Hard to the outside. Against the ropes goes TJP. Over the top. Duck underneath. It's Alexander and TJP. Head scissor takedown by TJP. And Alexander goes to the outside as well. TJP looks like he's going to go flying. Nice missile drop kick. Fast-paced stuff. Kip up on the edge of the ring. Look at that from Ace Austin. Look at that. So Alexander came over, tried to take his legs away. Ace Austin went into like a handstand, flipped back onto his legs. He was able to avoid getting his legs taken away from underneath him. Very impressive. So Alexander down on the outside. We've got TJP and we got Ace Austin, who's down in the corner. TJP going against the ropes, but gets caught by Alexander. Drop kick. He goes over the top. And now Ace Austin's going to fly. Yeah, comes crashing down on TJP and Alexander. Lovely pace to this. I really like Ace Austin. I look at Ace Austin and I see Pac. I get quite strong Pac vibes from him. What a great match, says Warren. Daze, do you listen to 21 Pilots? I do and I don't. I've heard their stuff because when their album, I used to work in an entertainment store, so when their albums would come out, we would have them on, and I really liked them. But I never really listened to them outside of the store. So I've heard them. I like them. But I couldn't name songs and stuff like that. I can tell you that the album's got like 2 old men on the front cover. And there's another one that's black with like loads of circles on it. I've heard both of those albums. And I'm sure I'd hear the songs and go, yeah. But yeah, I can't name tracks of theirs or anything, but they are good. I've noticed that all the wrestlers who have Austin in their names are great wrestlers. Austins are cool people, says Austin316. X Division is freaking amazing. They always put on great matches, says James Chadwick. Miss Clown 1, I think, is having a breakdown. I'm not too sure. I think is having a breakdown. I hope everything's okay, Miss Clown 1. Keep it sexy. Vince McJoke says, I'm getting young AJ Styles vibes. Heather said, Daze, Impact is filmed here in Nasshville. I wish they were letting in fans. That's true. Yes, you're right. It's filmed in Nasshville. The Sky... I did read it earlier. Hang on. Skyway Studios. Skyway Studios in Nasshville. And this is the 3rd event, I think, under the Rebellion name. Ace Austin, some nice kicks, high kicks. Not quite Thug Rose level, but... Into the corner goes Alexander. Austin, looking to slingshot. TJP into Alexander. Kick to the midsection. Head scissor takedown. Ace Austin charges over, collides into the corner. Alexander... Something not quite right with Alexander for me. It's just a few times where he's kind of like throwing himself around a little bit too much. Like just then, someone just like pushed him out the way. He ended up flipping over. I don't know if it's like the adrenaline or something. But great work from TJP, Ace Austin. And good work from Alexander as well. I'm just saying, maybe he's a bit... Maybe the adrenaline is pumping. Big strike to the back of Ace Austin. Alexander jumps up. Looks like we're going for a big... What are we going for? Yeah, you see, again, I don't know that Alexander quite got that suplex right. He kind of was stood next to Ace Austin and they suplexed TJP. But Ace Austin kind of ended up just falling backwards and hurting himself. Like, I don't know that Alexander really did anything to Ace Austin there. I can't quite figure out. Everyone's that. It is just a car crash. Not match-wise, I'm just saying, like, just everyone's down at the moment. That's nice from Alexander. Great. Look at that. Was great. Talking about a car crash, Alexander just runs to the edge of the ring, cross-body, and out goes Ace Austin. That's good. That's how he should use him. Hard to the outside. Big kick by Ace Austin. TJP goes down. Oh, TJP catching Ace Austin. He's in the corner in like a tree of woe situation, but gets planted down in the ring by TJP right in the corner. Gets rolled over. Alexander's down on the outside. TJP going up top. Nice. 1, 2. Alexander comes in. Big splash by TJP. Alexander gets the ankle lock on. Center of the ring. Ankle lock again. Hayden, when you watch Farm Days, why haven't AEW Tony Khan been promoting Swann Omega? I heard Tony Khan had said that... Oh, look at this. This is like the human centipede. So you've got Alexander with an ankle lock on Ace Austin, whilst TJP has got an ankle lock on Alexander. So, yes, what I heard was that Tony Khan said that he has to pay money to Impact to advertise on their show. So if Impact want him to advertise this, then they're going to have to give him money. Like, that's how it works. So I believe that's why we've not heard loads about this show. Because definitely AEW could have done a lot more to promote this. A lot more. TJP making the save as Ace Austin had rolled up Alexander. Will Miz play Johnny Cage in the next MK? I haven't heard any rumours of that. Skyway Studios, hopefully when we get past all this, they will let fans in again. Oh, they will. Justin said, I want to see Impact versus AEW tournament for a shot at the title. That would be good. If an Impact guy wins, they get a shot at the Impact title. And if an AEW guy wins, they get a shot at the AEW title. That would be good. Like a kind of like a King of the Ring kind of a thing, but with a proper prize where you get a title shot. Ace, oh, that was nice. Jumped up, smashes TJP's head into the mat. Ace Austin in the corner. Charges over. Launches himself onto the shoulders of Alexander. Rolls forward. Oh! 2. Pile driver by Alexander, and Ace Austin makes the save. Alexander is doing some good spots in here. Love the crossbody. Love that pile driver. It's like double underhook. Picked him up and dropped him down. It's not the kind of thing that you see in WWE. They think it's allowed in WWE. Jeffy Paul says, Dave's big fan. How do you think about the Cesaro push? I like it. I just think that he's got to step up. He's got to step up. I love Cesaro. I want nothing but the best for Cesaro. I love that he's getting this push, but a little bit messy. In the corner, ankle lock right in the middle of the ring. This is good for Alexander. TJP, though, looks like he's going to try and make the save. TJP going up top. He's covering Alexander. 1, 2. Madman Fulton from the outside. Grabs TJP. Through the ropes. Fulton goes into the railings. Yeah, so I just wish that Cesaro was cutting better promos. It's always been a concern, but now they've kind of got Daniel Bryan talking for him. Oh, there's that move again. I don't know what they call that move. Alexander gets the win. Alexander gets the win with that double underhook into the pile driver. It's a good power move. It's a good match. It's a good match. I like Cesaro, but his mic skills were terrible. You could tell Daniel Bryan kept having to signal for him to talk, says Deception Hunter. I know. He just... I don't know. I don't know if he's not getting in the zone. He just seems a bit pedestrian, doesn't he? I want to see emotion. I want to see passion. But you just don't... You don't get that from a Cesaro promo. D'Lo Brown and Matt Striker are our commentary team. That may keep Cesaro from having a chance to beat Roman. Big E is much more likely. I know. So, just a little graphic for the main event. Rich Swann, Kenny Omega. Impact World Champion versus AEW World Champion. I love the fact that they've gone with Rich Swann in Impact. I love the fact that it's not like Matt Cardona or someone like that just because of his name. Like, I genuinely feel that Rich Swann is a great wrestler. And I'm really looking forward to that match. I think the match is going to be brilliant. I really do. But it's big, isn't it, for Rich Swann? I shared a locker with Matt Striker back when I wrestled at Jersey All Pro. He's a good guy. Amazing. I would like to see Nick Aldis in AEW. What do you think, Daze? I would be down for that, yes. I mean, obviously, I'd like for him to stay in NWA as well. I just think he's great. I kind of feel that Christian could become what Nick Aldis is. Christian, I think, carries himself with dignity. Christian carries himself with prestige. And I kind of think that if Christian becomes AEW champion, I could see him wearing nice suits and coming out and... Do you know what I mean? Like, you've got lots of factions and you've got a lot of silliness. And there's a lot of backstabbing and a lot of people turning face, turning heel, turning face, turning heel. I kind of feel like Christian could just be the positive role model in the middle of it all. I kind of feel like that's how I would book Christian, to be honest. I would have him coming out in suits being just a great wrestler, bit of an elder statesman, but the guy that does the right thing, who's great in the ring, not really affiliated with anyone, out on his own. He'll help out the good guys, though. And And I kind of feel like he could be the positive Nick Aldis, like what Nick Aldis does in NWA. So there might not be a need for Nick Aldis in AEW if they use Christian right. But yeah, I certainly wouldn't be against it. He's a great wrestler and he deserves more than what he's getting at the moment. Right, we've got Violent by Design. They seem to be talking to someone. And I think the rumours have been circulating as to who that's going to be. Rick E245. Shout out to you, buddy. Rick E245 says, how are you doing today, my friend? I am doing very well. Thank you for that very, very kind donation, bud. Rick E. I hope you're doing well. I'm really, I'm still riding the high from UFC. And as we said, it's a bit of a chilled stream. Like, normally on a Sunday, we would do, like, a retro watch-along. Or, you know, something along those lines. But obviously, with such a big main event tonight, we're looking at what's going down here. I'd love it if it's Rich Swann. I would love it if it's Rich Swann that wins tonight. But, yeah, no, I'm doing good, thank you. I hope you are well. Roddy Piper was an excellent promo. Great charisma and an awesome heel, says Deception Hunter. Rick E, let me know, what are you thinking about tonight? What are you excited for? What match are you most looking forward to? I'm guessing the main event, but I don't know. In fact, is there anyone looking forward to a different match? Is there like a big match that I really should have my eye on other than the main event? I kind of feel like we're all here for the main event. I don't know, perhaps the women's match is a big deal. Perhaps it's been like 12 months in the making or something. I don't know. If there were any surprise returns in WWE within the rest of this year, who do you think it will be? Well, I mean, who's away? If you're thinking about who's away and who's absent, I mean, obviously Becky comes to mind, but I can't really think of too many other people that are missing other than, say, Becky, Jimmy, Uso. Ronda's obviously not going to come back. Brock. I don't know. Am I forgetting anyone? Maybe Cena, but I don't think so. Cena at SummerSlam? Because he wasn't at WrestleMania? Maybe. Right. 8-man tag match now. I look for match with Roman Reigns and Daniel Bryan on Friday. Ricky said, I'm doing good. I'm excited for the main event. Yeah, I kind of feel like that's what everyone's waiting for, to be honest. I didn't know if there was like a match that's had a big build that's, do you know what I mean? Maybe a little under the radar or something like that. 8-man. Right, James Storm making his way down. So we're already 25 minutes into the show. So time's already going quite quick. We've had one of the 8 matches. We've now got this 8-man tag. And obviously we found out earlier that there isn't going to be Eric Young in this. So who's going to be replacing Eric Young? So we could actually have a moment here. There could be a moment. How about Ghost Bananas? Do you know, I think I might have some bananas, but I don't actually have any to hand. Brock is pregnant with a bull moose baby. He's not coming back. Wow, I hadn't heard that news. We'll have to send the zookeepers. Jinder Mahal needs to return. Yeah, that's a good shout. That's a good shout. Deception Hunter. He kind of came back, didn't he? Jinder Mahal was kind of back for that Superstar Spectacle and then went missing again. So, yeah, that would be good to see. I wonder when we'll see him again. Right, Eddie Edwards making his way down. Daze, did you know that Christian Cage was a former NWA World Champion? I did, yes. There's a figure that you can get of him in TNA with the belt. It's one of the only ways that you can actually get that NWA belt, but you can get it. Is that Willie Mack? Yeah. Willie Mack, I think, used to be an NWA. Good wrestler. Underrated wrestler. I'm here for Fin Juice. Oh, well, you would be, Heather. Yeah, I'm not surprised by that. Daze, you should do some gaming, says Wyatt Bertram. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, it was on my agenda. I actually bought a capture card. I've got it around somewhere. I bought a capture card, and I've never used it. I really do want to get UFC 4. I really do want to play that game. It's down to about £30 right now, $29.99. Right, here's Eric Young. Okay, so here we go. Violent by design. Eric Young has come out with a chair. He points to the ring, and the three of them make their way down. Eric Young standing on the entrance ramp. So this is quite interesting. Are we about to get another member added? So this group was apparently created by Eric Young. What is Eric Young about to unleash? He points over at the side. XLW. Morrissey. Ah, here he is! W. Morrissey is his name. It is Big Cass. Big Cass arrives and he looks great. W. Morrissey is his name now. What are we thinking about that? W. Morrissey is here. He looks in great shape. I tell you what, if he has a good little run in Impact, you got to think WWE are going to have another look at him. You're looking at him now, and it's like he's got that kind of Drew McIntyre vibe. He's really sorted himself out by the looks of it. He's in great physical shape. If he can, like, hit hard and make an impact in Impact, I think there's definitely a way back to WWE for him. So, W. Morrissey? What does the W stand for? Weird Morrissey. Impact is trending number 2 worldwide, so this has definitely got people's attention. Wax Paper Morrissey, yes! What does the W... Worry Morrissey. Wrong Morrissey. I heard that he was making a return, says Tatiana Wrestling. Cass XL, yeah, I expected his name to be Cass XL. I didn't expect W Morrissey. The W stands for Wrestling Daze. Wrestling Daze Morrissey. Perhaps the W stands for wrestling. Perhaps they're his 2 favourite things. He loves wrestling and he loves Morrissey, for lead singer of the Smiths. He's a big fan of the Smiths. It's Big Cass. It was. Is. Daze, Sami Callihan versus Trey Miguel plus Finjuice versus Good Brothers should be solid matches. I'm hoping that Brian Myers versus Matt Cardona is a solid match. Wins William Morrissey. Yeah. Wins Morrissey. Wacky. Wacky says Wacky Morrissey. He comes down to the ring like that. With he's got one of them. Wacky Morrissey. Wacky Morrissey coming into the ring. Here he is. Wacky Morrissey. Perhaps the W stands for WWE. Please take me back. Morrissey. Goes for a big strike. He's so big, right? He is really tall, obviously. And he's just wearing, like, black trousers. I'm also getting sort of Great Khali vibes. Just mini Great Khali vibes. But, yeah, his attire, he's got, like, these trousers, black trousers. His attire is just, like, kind of very similar to the Great Khali. Cass put out a great PSA on mental health a year ago or so. I'm so being open to a lot of people. Wackham Morrissey. Wiki Morrissey. Wrinkly Morrissey. I think that's what William Hensey calls his dong. I'm pretty sure he calls that his Wrinkly Morrissey. I might be wrong. I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's what William Hensey calls his dong. I'll be back in a moment, Mother. I've just got to deal with Wrinkly Morrissey. I don't know why William Hensey sounds like he's in Downton Abbey, but this is where we are. Waffle Morrissey. That sounds like something you'd get from Denny's, isn't it? You'd be like, oh, man, I'm so hungry. Hello, love. Can I get an orange juice? And do you want the Waffle Morrissey? We'll get 2 Waffle Morrises, please. I could definitely see that being the case. Headbutt by Rhino. How does Daze know? We all know. It's honestly, I wish I could say it was even a surprise. It's not a surprise. Daze, William Morrissey is his real name. Ah! Are we sure it's not Wrinkly Morrissey? Are we sure it's not Waffle Morrissey? How dare he use his real name? Where's the fun in that? This is pro wrestling. Shouldn't he be known as, like, the Eruption? Or something like this? How dare he just come down with his real name? Where did my career go, but Morrissey? I'm so naming my dong William Morrissey. It's been a great first date. I've really enjoyed myself. Would you like to come back and meet William Morrissey? Leg drop by Willie Mack. Willie Mack and Willie Morrissey? The Willies? Ah! Why can't they be called that? Willie Mack and Willie Morrissey, the Willies. Oh, I'd be such a big fan of the Willies. Such a big fan. What you watching? I'm watching the Willies. Are we sure? I know his real name is William Morrissey, but can we call him Willie? Can we? And can he team with Willie Mack? Upside down in the corner, up over the top to the outside, crossbody gets caught by Willie Morrissey. Ooh, look at that. Eddie Edwards. Rhino charging over, no one there. Top rope enziguri by Storm. Willie Mack goes over. This is just action everywhere. Oof. The Willies. It's a big day for Williams. The winners. The winners. Not the winners. Oof, big kick. I tell you what, this isn't looking good for Violent by Design. James Storm, elbow drop. Here comes Willie, Big Willie. Big Willie just attacks Little Willie. Matt Striker said he's swinging like Tyson. Big Willie is swinging like Tyson. I never thought I would say that, you know, on this stream. I never thought I'd say that out loud. Willie to the outside. Look out, Walrus, Morrissey. The Zookeepers are coming. Daze, are you ever going to start streaming NXT UK? We did it at the start. We did it when it first started. But, I don't know. I kind of feel like that promotion needs to get a bit bigger for us to have it on our radar. We already cover so much wrestling that when we was streaming it, there was a very small audience for it. So, it never was part of my schedule as a result. But I do like the show whenever I've seen it. Right, lots of action in this. A second really good match. X Division match was good. This has been decent as well. It's multi-person spot though. Not a fan of these. Look, everyone just stops on the outside. They're not even doing anything. I hate that spot. It's nothing to do with Impact. I just hate that spot. I hate it in WWE. I hate it in AEW. I hate it in NWA. I hate that spot. Everyone just on the out, they're looking up like this, and they're standing there just like, not even really doing anything. What a match, says Warren. What happened with UFC 261? I didn't see you. We did it, bud. We did it. We were all over 261. Philip, shout out to you, buddy. Stunner by Willie Mack. Willie Mack over by the ropes. Here comes W. Morrissey. This W. Morrissey, I'm sorry, but it sounds like he's written a book about fly fishing. Do you know what I mean? It's not the name of a wrestler. It's not the name of a wrestler. Against the ropes. Willie Mack, big boot, great boot. Huge boot. Is he going for the pin? It looked like he was going for the pin. He didn't actually pin. He looked at the ref and the ref went, "What we doing? What we doing?" It's a side slam. Punches are okay. I don't know what that slam was called. It's just a side slam, but I think it was called like the zebra crossing or something. Well, there we go. Violent by Design have won. All thanks to W. Morrissey. Free Willies, says William. KO stunner on Logan Paul was KO's best stunner, says Deception Hunter. So, right. W. Morrissey in the ring on his own. The rest of Violent by Design celebrating on the entrance ramp in the background. Right, this is a question. Has Myers and Cardona been building up this feud on the major wrestling figure bros thing? Has this been playing out across like their podcast? I'm quite into this. I don't really like that match, said Dom. Mert on the name. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the name. We had some fun with it, but I kind of feel like it needs something with a bit more impact. Impact. We need more impact on Impact. My prediction: Matt Cardona versus Brian Myers, which is Zack Ryder, Kurt Hawkins. My prediction is Matt. Yeah. Does anyone listen to the Major Wrestling Figure thing? I just wondered if this has been like a big. Has it been playing out on Twitter? Has it been playing out on the podcast? Like, to be honest, I didn't even know they were facing each other. I didn't even know until I saw. I hope this is good. So, video package. We are moving to match number 3. Match number 3 coming up, which is going to be Brian Myers against Matt Cardona. He normally wrestles as Cass XL. Yes, he does. To be honest, I've enjoyed this stream more than the A&E Piper bio. It's pertaining more to his personal life than his wrestling career. Interesting. Wrestling figure bro thing. Yeah, I don't know what it's called. Myers versus Cardona. That's good. Matt Striker saying from a footwork point of view, from a hand speed point of view, from an overall wrestling point of view, you just cannot find fault with Brian Myers. I like that. Daze, do you think Andrade would benefit from a spell in Impact? Maybe get a push with the title or main event scene with a view to going to another promotion, perhaps AEW? I definitely don't think that going to Impact is going to be a bad thing. And someone like Andrade, I mean, as long as they treat him like the god of like lucha wrestling or something like this, as long as they treat him as a massive deal, he needs to be treated like something absolutely huge. And if they do, then yeah, he should go. Right, Matt Cardona's come down. I don't know if he's been doing this, but he's come down with, like, shoulder pads with, like, horns on. Getting, like, wacky Legion of Doom vibes. I would think this match will be good, because obviously they're going to know each other very well. I would imagine it's going to have a very good chemistry. I would imagine they've been talking a lot about the structure of the match. I mean, this is a golden opportunity for them to face each other and steal this show. It's going to be quite interesting to see what Matt Cardona can do as well, because honestly, I've never really seen either of these have a proper match. They certainly weren't getting any time in WWE. Matt Cardona puts his hand out. He wants to shake Brian's hand. Brian sticks his finger up in the face of Matt. Big strike, and Myers goes down. And Cardona throwing in some big strikes. Backs up, but Myers gets out of the ring. Goes to grab the hair to try and bring him back in, but legs get taken away underneath. I heard that Matt Cardona isn't officially signed with Impact, says Aiden. Heather upset that Eddie's team didn't win. Cheese Whiz says Cass XL wrestled for SWE Fury out of Texas last night against Gangrel. It's interesting. Right, into the edge of the ring. Over the railings goes Myers. Cardona rolling into the ring to break the count. As we said, unfortunately, no crowd in attendance. And I do think the show is missing that. Oh, hello, what's this? Some woman that was at ringside just got pulled in the way. So, a lot of action on the outside. Myers jumping over the railing, grabbing Cardona, throwing him back into the ring. I must say as well, I really like the Rebellion logo and the graphics and the way everything looks. It looks really cool. Big Cass would be the best big man in WWE right now. Better than Braun, Amos, and Jamal Aziz, because they are all soft. I don't know. I feel that Big Cass has got a bit of work to do. There's a few moments where he just looked like he was getting a little bit lost in that last match. There was a bit where he had Willie Mack down. He didn't go for the pin, and he was looking at the ref, and the ref just looked at him and went, "What do you want to do? Like, what we doing?" Kind of, I don't know. Kind of felt like it's going to maybe take him a bit of time to get back into the swing of things. So it's good that he's here. He looks good. And hopefully, you know, he can really kick on. Myers in control. Chin lock applied at the moment in the ring. Mauro Ranallo, we never even spoke about that. Mauro is going to be on the call for the main event. So, kind of feels like all of this is fine. But once we get to that main event, didn't someone mention earlier that Aubrey Edwards is going to be the guest ref? I'm sure that someone in the chat said that Aubrey's going to be the ref for the main event. Mauro Ranallo is going to be on the call for the main event. So, that main event is just so big. So big. Hayden says Matt Cardona and Brian Myers have been friends for 18 years. Rebellion just makes me think of our old WWE UK pay-per-views. Nostalgia, says Miss Clown 1. Right, both guys are down. Cardona coming back into this a little more. We're already nearly 50 minutes into this show. So, almost 50 minutes in. Back elbow by Zack Ryder. Clothesline as well. Zack Ryder. Can't help it. Matt Cardona. Face first goes Myers. Cardona charging over. Both ring attires are quite dark. Yeah, you've got Myers in an awful grey. It looks awful. It looks like the Repo Man. And you've got Cardona in like just black trunks. It's got a little bit of colour on there, but it's not the most exciting ring attires I've ever seen. Myers is down on the entrance ramp. Nice. Both are down on the entrance ramp. I hope the Super Elite don't interfere, says Aiden. From what I've seen of SWE Fury, it's impressive, says Jimmy. Matt Cardona. Where is the Velveteen Dream at? Cowboy 420, I don't know. Hopefully they're doing a proper investigation into all of those allegations, because they need to be looked into. They need to be looked into. We need to get an answer one way or the other, and then we can, you know, all move on with our lives. But, yeah, he's been away for a long time now, hasn't he? It's such a shame, because he was really popular until all of that came about. But obviously, if he's guilty, then he's got to be dealt with. Brian Myers taking Cardona's legs away from him, and he comes crashing down to the outside. Both guys are on the outside once again. And spear by Myers. No. Matt Striker said, did you hear that explosion of flesh on flesh? No. I didn't. Elbow drop by Myers. 1, 2. Shoulder up. Careful what you say about Repo Man. You never know where Simon Miller's creeping about, says Phil B. Gerald says, aloha from Hawaii. Myers looks like his trunks have been primered. Roy Rees said, Daze, you should start watching more Impact. What do you think? I don't know, but I mean, it's not really part of my viewing schedule. I've never been the biggest fan of, I never got into TNA. And obviously, there was so much bad stuff, and I just kept seeing the bad stuff that TNA were doing. I understand there was good. I understand, there was some great stuff that came out of TNA as well, but I was just always seeing the bad. It was only the bad that was really getting reported, and TNA kind of got a really bad reputation. So I never watched it. I never seeked it out. It was never part of my viewing. I think since it became Impact, it's really, got a bit more professional, should I say. Maybe since Dixie Carter went, things have maybe changed for the better. And I have heard more positive now than negative. But yeah, tonight's been good. It's been all right. Maybe I'd be a lot more into it if I'd watched all the builds and, do you know what I mean? But it's like, just watching it as a show, it's like, yeah, it's all right. I thought the X Division match is still the best match so far. So we've had an X Division match. We obviously had Big Cass in that second match, which was a nice surprise. And this is all right. Oh, he seemed to really buckle his leg there. That seemed nasty. That seemed legit nasty. Ref haven't... The X has gone up. When he came down, his leg kind of buckled over. I don't know that this is part of the show. If this... Yeah, I mean, look, goes up. Ah, it's horrible. Look, if this is part of the show, they're doing a great job of fooling me. Because right now, this feels legit. Myers helps Cardona up. Clotheslines him down. So, the match is still going on. Cardona goes down. I like the finish here. 1, 2. Be careful with that leg. I tell you, that's a good finish. I seriously don't know if he's hurt his leg. It looks moody on the replay. Like, when he's landed, his knee does kind of come out to the side. It looked really nasty. The X went up. The refs come down. Myers finishes the match. I don't know if they've said, can I just finish it? Can I just finish the match? I don't know if that's been the call. Or if that was the planned finish. But it's a great finish. It's a great finish. And if that is scripted, they've performed it to an absolute T. You couldn't perform it better. Tony Khan's here. I don't know, man. I don't know what to think about that finish. What do you think? What is going on with everyone's legs in the last 25? I know. Right, Tony Khan with Aubrey. Scott. So they're saying that they've got the ref situation under control. This is quite interesting. They're arguing over who the ref should be. I kind of like that. Two refs. Doesn't sound good to me. Two refs. What? Don't overbook it. Come on. We don't need to overbook these things. You've got a great match. We don't need two refs. Oh, they're going to ruin it, aren't they? They're going to ruin it. What is it with stupid wrestling promotions? None of them learn. Two refs. Why have you got two refs? Cool. So definitely we're getting a screwy finish, says Esteban. Did you see Kenny become a triple champion? Or does Swann become a triple champion? How would Swann be a triple champion? Are we saying the TNA, the Impact, and the AEW? Or has he got a different belt? I don't know. I know that Kenny's got the AAA, but that's not on the line, is it? I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be Kenny, but I don't know. I don't know what this two ref situation is. We're building towards this women's tag match, which looks quite good actually. Kind of into this. I really like Jordynne Grace, so looking forward to seeing her in action. Daze, do you think Chelsea Green will go back for a second stint in Impact? Seeing as she's in a relationship, I would think so. Yes, I would think so. Honestly, who sees Swann becoming the AEW World Heavyweight Championship? Asks Jeremy. I don't think I do, bud. I don't think I do. I think I'd be down for it, just because it'd be such a shock. Do you know what I mean? It'd be such a moment. I think I'd be down for it, but I don't see it. This is going to be interesting, says Warren. 100% chance that this ends in a draw, says Esteban. Awful booking already. A double pin is incoming, said Just Incredible. That's the concern, isn't it? That's the concern with two refs, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. It's not the direction I wanted it to go in, but we'll see. I still want to know what people think about that finish for Myers versus Cardone. Do you think that was planned? Or do you think you proper hurt his leg? I'm really torn on it. I tell you what I'm not torn on, though, and that is my excitement for this match. I'm seriously looking forward to this. Tasha Steelz was always quite fun in NWA. So this is, what are they called? Fire and Flavor. Fire and Flavor. These two seem like a proper women's tag team, which is kind of what WWE could really do with. So, Fire and Flavor. This is good. I can see that. This is good. I like these two. Against Grace and Ellering, isn't it? I really like Rachel Ellering as well. Right, here we go. Jordynne Grace getting her entrance. Right, Jordan Grace on the entranceway, waiting for Rachel Ellerim. Where's Jordan Grace going to go in the future, do you think? What is Rachel Ellerim wearing? Is there someone else coming out? Who have we got? Oh, Jazz. Oh, she had been partnering with Jazz, hadn't she? So Jazz is going to be the manager for this group. Honestly, Rachel Ellerin looks like she's about to do a workout. She doesn't look like she's in wrestling attire. She looks like she's about to do aerobics. Do you think Swann will get screwed tonight? Yeah, I think so. I'm glad Jazz got the recognition. Probably last important presentation. Rachel Ellerin used to wrestle as Rachel Evers, says Hayden. Yep. Good knowledge. Not a fan of this. Okay, at least she's taken that shirt off. Yeah, this should be good, man. I'm down for this. Right, we're starting off with Ellerim. Locking up with Tasha. She's a really good wrestler, Ellerim. I have no idea why she didn't stay in WWE, to be honest. I don't know why it didn't work out. Are we doing more toy hunts then? Yeah, but there will be more. The shop's opened, I think, was it last week? Something like that. So, they've been closed all year. So, yeah, we will get one done. Hi, Hayden. I didn't. We read that. Missing a good stream. Can someone recap the results? Yeah. So Alexander won the triple threat. Violent by Design won the 8-man. Big Cass arrived under the name of W. Morrissey, and flip. What was the third match? That was Myers versus Cardona. Good end. I still can't get my head around that finish. Good finish. And, yeah, Myers victorious. And now we've got this women's tag. And Jordan Grace is in the ring. She's got some strength, man. Seriously strong. Seriously strong. Into the corner. Hard. Look at that. Kiera Hogan in the ring at the moment. She's going for some kind of a move. Couldn't quite get it there, Jordan Grace. Against the ropes. Good teamwork by Fire and Flavor. Nice head kick. Down goes Jordan Grace. One count, shoulder up. Daze, do you think you can put the fight number that we're on so we can keep track? Yeah, I can do that. Sure. Good idea. This is fight number 4. There we go. Bosh. Right. So, Jordan in there at the moment. In a little bit of trouble. Face first into the corner. Big chop. Forearm strike. Chop again. Fire and Flavor very much in control. Charging over. Big strike. Nice roll. Coming forward. Uppercut. Keeping Jordan Grace in the corner. Oh, Kiera charging into the corner. Big boot. Jordan getting dragged for the pin. 2. Kick out. Do you feel that hot tag's going to come at some point? And that's going to bring in a fired up Rachel Ellering. They're going for covers, but not even getting 1 counts at the moment. They're going to have to do a lot more to keep Jordynne Grace down. Going over to the corner. Kick to the midsection. Strike across the back. Why would people collect things they love and then sell them? Do you see Moose coming out tonight to watch the main event? I honestly don't know. I mean, I know that Rich Swann beat Moose to unify the Impact and the TNA World titles. But I don't know what their relationship is now. I don't know if he's been a part of the build for this. I don't know if he's going to get involved. He definitely could. But I really hope not. I really hope not. I don't need the 2 refs or any of this. I just want a great... I just want a card or Omega. That's what I want. All I'm asking for is one of the greatest matches of all time. That's all I'm asking for. With Rich Swann and Omega. I don't need any silliness. That spinebuster was horrific. Jordynne Grace just hit a spinebuster on Kiera Hogan, and her head just went boom. She went hard onto that mat. Tag is made. In comes Rachel Ellering. Nice. Sling blade. Another uppercut. She's working on both fire and flavor at the moment. Ellering. Big strike in the corner on Hogan. Big right hand. Down goes Tasha Steelz. Oh, nice. Bounces up. Leg drop. 1, 2. Only a 2 count. Only a 2 count, but looking quite good. She's very crisp and clean, and she brings some good energy, and she's a good wrestler. I really do like Rachel Ellering. Over the knees. Oh, senton by Jordynne Grace. 1, 2. I have money. Money is nothing. What I keep close to my heart. I would never let things go. The Oscars are tonight. The Oscars are tonight, yes. And I would imagine that Nomadland is going to win, isn't it? That's been winning everything. So I'd imagine that's going to win. And Chadwick Boseman as well, I'd imagine will win. I want to know what's going to win Best Documentary. I love documentaries. I always look out for who wins Best Documentary. So I'll be interested in that. I'm not really bothered about who wins Best Actress, or... I think I'd like Boseman to win Actor or whatever he's up for. But, and obviously film is interesting, but I don't care about Best Soundtrack or Best Animated Screenplay or Adapted Screenplay, or I don't care about those. But I always look out for a documentary. Lovely double suplex by Jordynne Grace there. Lovely double suplex. To the outside goes Tasha Steelz. Charging over. Shoulder tackle. Kick to the midsection of Ellering. Over the top of Jordynne Grace. Good work by Steelz. Oh! Wow, she got thrown in the air, and as she came down, she hit a stunner on Rachel Ellering that was on the edge of the ring. That might have been the best spot of the night. That was great. Jordynne going for a suicide dive, but her legs got caught on the ropes. So it was a little bit wobbly. Up top goes, God, another one of them spots. Another one of them spots where someone climbs up and the people on the outside have to be like, waiting. Oh, please, wrestlers, stop doing them. hate those spots. There's some really good stuff in there, though. Really good stuff. Big forearm strike by Kiera Hogan. Big clothesline, and Kiera goes down. Nice. Ellering gets tagged in. Coming into the ring, she picks up Kiera Hogan. Against the ropes goes Jordynne Grace. Gets tripped over. What? I don't know what was happening on the outside. The camera didn't pick it up. Back elbow by Hogan. Kick as well. No, she was trying to put away Ellering, but a big reversal. Big strike by Ellering. Ellering going for... Oh! She gets the win, man, with like a powerbomb move. So she kind of hooked the head, hooked the knee, picked her up. Looked like it was going to be like some sort of package pile driver, but she then like slams her down into a powerbomb. It's kind of cool. So we've got a new Impact Women's Tag Team Champions, Jordynne Grace and Rachel Ellering. The Knockouts Tag Team titles. That was good. That was alright. That might have been my favourite match so far. I kind of like the X Division match as well. But I like that women's tag match. Jordynne Grace and Rachel Ellering are the new Impact Tag Team Champs. They are Hayden. It's me, it's Ref Aubrey, says Miss Calma. I really love the jacket that Daze is wearing. I have no idea where it's from, to be honest. What does it say? It says Henley's Project Deluxe. It's Henley's. It's mine now. Tonight, Kenny Omega makes history and puts the nail in the Impact TNA coffin, says TJ Jackson. That's dark. Deception Hunter says, Thug Rose! Thug Rose! Love Thug Rose. Ryan said so. Rachel Ellering wins a belt on her debut match. Never happened in AEW. She's a good wrestler, man. I really like her. That is wild, though, winning a belt on your first match. What move don't you like in wrestling? That one where they stand up on the top and then do a splash to the outside whilst all the wrestlers just look up. You'd move. I'd move. I ain't standing there to catch you if you're going to jump on top of me. So, yeah, that one. That bugs me. And also when people hit reverse Ranas and the match just carries on. Reverse Ranas these days are basically the same as what a clothesline used to be. Like, reverse Ranas are just part of the match now. I still think it's one of the most impressive moves. I mean, visually it looks stunning. I just can't believe that it's not a finisher. I can't believe it doesn't finish matches. I don't know. So I'll tell you now, if someone was to hit a reverse Rana on me, I'd be dead. So I wouldn't be getting up from it. Right, looks like we're going to this last man standing match now. This is going to be Sami Callihan taking on Trey Miguel. Last man standing. Passion. Apparently this is all about passion. Passion. Callihan versus Miguel. What was his name in NXT? Callahan's. What was his name? What was his name? What was his name? Does anyone know what his name was? Sami Callihan. Can't remember. He used to have a similar gimmick where it used to like be all kind of static. I don't want to look, because it's one of those that it's like, as soon as someone says it, I'll be like, oh. But that's, we was talking about what was one of the first things I used to watch on the WWE Network. That, NXT, when Sami Callihan used to be in NXT, was something I was watching. And wasn't Juice Robinson around that time as well as C.J. Parker? Yes, is that it? Solomon Crow? Solomon Crow? Yes. I must admit, the Crow bit doesn't actually ring a bell, but the Solomon bit does. Solomon Crow. WWE Gamer, 2007. Michael, as well. Shout out to you guys, you got it. John Cena Gamer, Solomon Crow. Yes, well done, everyone. I'll tell you now, I never would have got that. The Crow, for some reason, still isn't ringing a bell. The Solomon part is. But that had a lot of static and everything. It was like he was hacking in. Like, if he was still around during the hacker storyline, he would have been perfect to have been the hacker. Because that was very much his gimmick. Kind of like hacking into the screens and whatever. Solomon Crow. There's a few NXT stars on this, or ex-NXT stars on this show, isn't there? Right, last man standing match. Sami Callihan against Trey Miguel. Daze, have you watched Soul before? The movie made me cry. No, I think I remember you mentioning it, but I've not seen it. No. I would probably watch it. I don't mind. Whoa! Straight over the top. Slam to the outside, Trey Miguel. That was a big slam by Solomon Crow. But yeah, it slammed him hard to the outside. No, I haven't, but I've heard good stuff about Soul. But apparently not nominated for Best Picture at the Oscars. Which is a bit strange. If you was creating a wrestling promotion, what would you call it? I don't know. You kind of need a name that's really going to stand out, don't you? I kind of feel like if you just go with something like the TNX Wrestling or something like this, it'd be a bit meh. I'd probably go with Big Boobs. Big Boobs Wrestling. Because then everyone would be like, are you watching Big Boobs tonight? And everyone would be like, and people would just have a lot of fun with it. So yeah, BBW, Big Boobs Wrestling. Back elbow by Trey. Over the top, lovely, blockbuster. Daze, Ryback threw a fit over being told to retire, did he? I saw that. I heard about that. So he put a poll up as to where should he go. And why did he even put the option of retiring? Well, I don't know why he even put that up. But retiring got like 70-odd%. So, yeah. Good work. Nice head scissors on the outside. And Sami Callihan going into the railings. Yeah, BB dub, BB dub, BB dub, BB dub. Against the ropes. Oh, man! Oh, he went hard into them railings. He went fast and hard. He's holding his arm as if he's done some real damage. He like proper... It's like he was shot out of a cannon. Honestly. He went hard into those railings. That can't be fun. That's got to be moody. There can't be any pleasant way of doing that move. Right, so Sammy and... yeah, they're showing a replay here. Moody. AEW Dynamite, I've got Sammy for the win. Daze, love, BBW. You would, mate. BB Dub is where it's at. BB Dub is absolutely where it's at. Big boobs wrestling. And our first pay-per-view called Jiggle Jiggle. Jiggle Jiggle 2022 next year. It's going to be huge. Big Boobs Wrestling presents Jiggle Jiggle. What's he grabbed? He's got a trunk. Trey is down by the railings. And he's going to try and ram this trunk into him, but he moves out the way. Coming over, gets picked up. Power bombed onto the top of that trunk. CM Punk didn't put right back, so in fact much worse than Cena in respect. There is only one man winning the Oscars tonight, Days. It's the main man, Aljamain Sterling. If anything happens, I would love you win Best Short Animated Film Award. If anything happens, I love you wins. I don't even know what I love you is. I love you is going to win Best Animated Short Film. What's that, Hayden? Who makes that? I've never even heard of it. I would prefer BDW, Big D Wrestling. You can already guess what the D stands for. Guys, what does the D stand for? Careful now. Big Dinner Wrestling. Big Dinner Wrestling. Big Diaper Wrestling. He's got a claw there on Sami Callihan. I kind of feel that Big Boobs Wrestling just, I don't know, feels a bit more PG. I don't know why. I kind of feel like parents would allow their kids to watch Big Boobs Wrestling, but they won't let them watch Big D Wrestling. He's got a wrench. No way. He's got a wrench and he had it in the mouth of Trey. Like, argh. Let's just say the D rhymes with... Let's not say that, shall we? Let's not say that. Because it's not going to be too difficult to work out, is it? Big Double D Wrestling. Jello Wrestling. Big Dog Wrestling. Oh, yes, 49er. 49er crumbs. Big Dog Wrestling. Dun-dun, dun-dun, dun-dun. Trey Maguire falls down as Sami Callihan goes under the ring to get a table. Of course, that's what the D stands for. Big Dog Wrestling. That makes so much sense. I'm sitting here going, Dong! Ah! I said that at the wrong time. I'm definitely not sitting here going dong, right? But I just saw Cowboy put the word dong. Dong! Big Dong Wrestling. I wonder if there's an adult movie called King Dong. You know, like King Kong. It's got to be in there. I sort of want to look. I'm not going to look. But I reckon there is. There's got to be a King Dong. King Dong versus Godzilla. Guys, obviously it stands for Big Dinosaur Wrestling. Do you think we get a turn in the main similar to Austin and Alliance? In what regard? In the regard of... Because Omega's already a heel. So... What? Rich Swann turning heel? Rich Swann join in AEW? That'd be alright. I like Rich Swann. Oh, again with that wrench. I don't know. To be honest, I just want a clean match. I just want a clean match. Clean winner. Great match. Oh, into a pile of chairs. So, we're back in the ring. And, the table is in there. There's a pile of chairs in there as well. The Donga was a character in 16 Candles. I did see that film, but I can't remember it. It's from the same people that did, like, Breakfast Club, isn't it? I think Breakfast Club was alright. I don't know that I regard it as, like, this classic film. I think it's quite forgettable, personally. But, yeah, it's like a film that's much loved. Okay, table set up. Oh! It's set up the wrong way round. So the legs... Don't do it. Don't do this. You don't need to do this. Don't try and suplex them onto them legs. Big strike. So they were both teasing it. Don't do it. Oh! Oh! He did do it. Oh! Trey Miguel suplexed onto the legs of the table. Ah, that was moody. I tell you what, you've got to be picture perfect with that because you've got the two legs sticking up and then you've got the support bar and they did it and he hit it where he got him right on that support bar. If he'd got him on them legs... That's horrible. Oh, I never thought he was going to suplex him then. Never thought he was going to suplex him. It's kind of like when they suplex them onto the back of the chair. That's moody. Oh. Chair thrown at Trey Miguel. It was actually Long Duck Doc. Song Yadong is his uncle. Long Duck Dong. Hang on. There's too many dongs. There's way too many dongs in the chat right now. That's good little moment, that. Trey Miguel is up in the corner. Gets a chair thrown at him. We now have Pet Fish. Sammy is thinking Weidman broke a leg. Cardona popped his knee. Brute broke his foot. I've got to impale Trey. Yeah. Hayden Garrett, shout out to you, said, if anything happens, I Love You, the animated short film, which is made and written by Will McCormack and Michael Govia. Oh, it's called If Anything Happens, I Love You. Right, okay. I've not heard of it. Oh! Off the top. Looked like it was a package pile driver? Through the table, but I am the table. It does not break. Yeah, the legs buckled. The legs seem to, both the legs on the one side seem to just buckle, and the table fell over. It didn't break. Look at the legs. Look at the legs on the table. Matt Striker was like, look at that. Look at that. Look at that. It is weird. Right, he's grabbing ring steps. This match is carrying on. King Dong Bundy, says Eric Defcom. King Dong Bundy. That deserves to be an adult star, doesn't it? An adult film star. King Dong Bundy. Daze, I tweeted something. Can you check it real fast? I can try, bud, but I might have... I don't know if... I might have a few... tweets. Another table being set up. Ah! King Dong, you found it? No way. Shout out to Big Boy Dally. Shout out to Big Boy Dally. I didn't think I'd find it that fast, but I did find it, and there we go. Look, King Dong 2011. It's a documentary! I love documentaries! I am so watching a documentary called King Dong. I am so watching this! Add to watch list. Add it. Add it. Flipping add it, would ya? Add it! Add it! King Dong? Oh my god, King Dong! King Dong dips us. I don't like that sentence. I don't like that sentence at all. King Dong dips us into the aesthetically manicured world of never-known comedy filmmaker Len Seller. Fancy calling you Seller, Len? Making films and videos since the 1960s, this is a one-man production unit. I bet it is. King Dong. King Dong! Documentary from 2011. Love it. Love it. Hang on. Sami Callahan on the steps and into the table goes both guys. King Dong. Love it. Lol. Yeah, both guys are down. We've had broken tables. Daze, can you answer my question? That's spear remind me of the WWE's days. I don't know what's your question, bud. What's your question? Trey Miguel has managed to use the railings to get back up to his feet and just beat the referee count. So, yeah, this spot on the outside has ended this match. Not my kind of match, if I'm being perfectly truthful. Not my kind of thing. I think if you like all that kind of carnage, then I'm sure you will have enjoyed it. I still think the women's tag match is the best match. But there's some nice moments in this. Oh, here he is, Rich Swann. Can you handle this? 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 He's got the TNA Heavyweight Championship. He's got the Impact Championship. That'd be a great figure, wouldn't it? Imagine that figure with both belts over his shoulders. That'd look really cool. He says, I'm here to prove that we are the best. This is a good little promo. He said, the time is dawning. There's not a single mind game that's going to stop me from my goal. It is. He says it is the biggest match of my career, but it's also the biggest match of Omega's career. Difference is, once the bell rings, one person is going to take home all the gold. His promo's like talking quite slow, but it's good. He says, "We're not in your house. This is an Impact pay-per-view. If you think for 1 second that I'm going to let you come into my house, I wish this was in your house. I wish this was Impact in your house." Rich Swann has turned into Paige. This is my house. This is my house. Bad to say that spear that Brian Myers did reminded me of the days in WWE, says Evan. Miss Cam 1 said, "Crush your enemies, see them driven before you, and hear the lamentations of the woman." Miss Cam 1, are you alright? Have you been drinking? Fin Juice now. Where's Heather? Where is Heather? Fin Juice time. Can you watch this on Impact Plus? I honestly don't know. Should Raw bring back women in PJs and pillow fights? It's not the first thing I would look to bring back, to be honest, but I don't know. I think anything would be better than what we're getting at the moment. Daze, where do you see the Iconics ending up? Do you think they will move as a package, or does Billy go to AEW with Swann, and does Peyton go to AEW? Does Billy go to Impact? I don't know that they do move together. I think they're very close friends. I think that there's a lot of big decisions that need to be made. I mean, you know, do they both want to continue? Do they both still want to wrestle? Is it a case that, you know, do they miss home? Is it an opportunity to move back home to Australia and, you know, do something there? Or are they going to try and get something with Impact? I mean, like, definitely Peyton stays. But does Billy stay? I don't know what her relationship's like. I don't know, you know. I don't know if she's got a boyfriend, if she's married, if she's single. I don't know. Peyton obviously is in a relationship with Shawn Spears, so she will stay. And you would think that she would likely go to AEW, but that's obviously not guaranteed. But, yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of a bit torn on it. I don't know that they do move together. I don't know. Peyton to AEW. I feel pretty good about that. Billy Kay's the question marks. Billy Kay is definitely question marks. Maybe AEW would be... I don't know. Can I see AEW putting their hand in their pocket for Peyton and Billy? I don't know. Good Brothers coming out. Right, match number 6 now. Match number 6. So we are really getting through these matches. It's going to be a dusty finish for Rich Swann, says SRX. Dusty finish. That's where referee gets knocked out and the referee comes down. Or something to do with the refs, isn't it? I think that's the dusty finish. Good Brothers versus Fin Juice. Here we go. Match number 6. So only 2 matches left after this. So we got the women's. We're kind of at the real part of this pay-per-view now. It's been an alright pay-per-view. It's been alright. I don't know that there's been anything that's necessarily blown my mind, but equally I don't think there's been anything that's been a disaster. So I kind of feel like it's just been solid. But we're getting to the important part now. This is the tag titles on the line. The Good Brothers taking on Fin Juice. Very much a match that you would have got in New Japan. And then, obviously, next we've got the women's title being defended. Deonna Purrazzo, the current champion, defending her belt. And then, of course, the big one, the reason why we're here. We've got that coming up very, very soon. Right, here they are. Finn Juice. Joaquin Uribe said, Daze, does Jim Cornette love Vince Russo? Can't stand Vince Russo. Famously hates him. So, no, they are not the best of friends. I just can't take the Good Brothers seriously, says Cerebral Assassin. It's been amazing, says James Chadwick. What match are they on? We're up to match number 6. Anthony said, Daze, I mean someone who is signed with Impact turning and helping Kenny. Okay. Maybe. I mean, I hope not, to be honest. I do just want that big main event match. I just want it to be nice and clean. So I don't really want the 2 refs or people turning and all that kind of stuff. I just want, let's find out who's the best. Rich Swann, Kenny Omega, titles on the line. Let's just have a really good match. That's what I'm hoping for. I suppose you have to expect there's going to be something because there are so many moving parts. So, yeah, there's absolutely a chance. And maybe Moose will get involved somehow. That name obviously has been thrown out earlier, so. LSW said David Finlay and Juice Robinson will probably go back to Japan and do some work over there. They will likely challenge Gorillas of Destiny or Dangerous Tekkers. Hayden Garrett said, my Octopus Teacher documentary made by Pippa wins Best Documentary. A documentary called My Octopus Teacher has just won Best Documentary. What's that about? What's that about? My Octopus Teacher. Oh, I always look forward to the Best Documentary. Octopus. Oh, God, what's this about? Oh, it's about an octopus! Oh. My Octopus Teacher, a filmmaker, forms an unusual friendship with an octopus. Oh my God! Oh, is it on Netflix? Oh, it's on Netflix? Oh, I can watch it now. Okay. Well, I'm into that. I like the fact I can watch it now. I mean, I'm not going to watch it right now. But, there we go. This has been a very animal-friendly stream. We've been all about the animals on this stream. But there we go. My Octopus Teacher is a heartwarming nature film, and it wins Best Documentary at the Oscars. Okay, well, I'm going to check it out. I've got a feeling it's going to make me sad. Is he going to, fall in love with the octopus or something, and then it's going to die? Well, there we go. Guys, if you ever wonder what I'll be doing in my spare time, I wonder what Daze does when he's not streaming. Watching a documentary about an octopus. Get over it. So there we go. My Octopus Teacher. Thank you, Hayden. I definitely would have wanted to have seen who won Best Documentary. So there we go. I like these attires from Finn Juice. Look like jesters. Kick to the midsection of Gallows. Boom. Down he goes. Daze, you're the best man. I miss the toy hunts. Christian, shout out to you. Glad to hear you back in into collecting. Yeah, I couldn't do them when the shops were closed, bud. I couldn't do them, so I Oh, big strike by Gallows. Couldn't do them when the shops were closed, but the shops are open now, so we should get another one done soon. Uppercut by Anderson. Daze, if you really are a documentary fan, check out one called Spiders on Drugs, where they record the different types of webs created by spiders on different kinds of drugs. Wow! I've not seen that. I would watch that. And again, more animals. Fits perfectly. It's exactly what this stream is about. And of course, in our main event, we've got Rich Swann. Right, Finlay down on the outside. Good Brothers win with the Impact Tag Team straps, and they will go to AEW with them, says TJ Jackson. The day an animated film wins Best Picture will be the day pigs fly. I did read that there's only been a handful of animated films that only get nominated for Best Picture. Apparently it was Beauty and the Beast, Up, and Toy Story 3. They're the only animated films to be nominated for Best Picture. Daze, do you think Mickie James should go to NWA Power? If she wants to. Yeah, sure. Could be a good addition for them. Nice high kick there by Gallows. The Roddy Piper documentary gets over in 12 minutes. Then the Treasure Show with Taker and Kane. Nice headlock at the moment. So, very much Good Brothers in control against Finjuice. Finjuice, Heather cheering them on. Have you ever seen Mary Poppins? I've seen Mary Poppins, bud, yeah. How can you watch NWA? It's on Fight TV. Is it on Fight TV? It is on Fight TV. Good Brothers are going to screw the Young Bucks out of the AEW Tag Team Championship, says Jeremy. Tony Khan is going to turn heel and become Mr. McCann, says Anthony. He is. Gallows very much in control. We are an hour and 50 minutes into this. 2 matches left after this. The Women's Championship and then, of course, the AEW versus Impact's World Championship. Daze, who's your favourite wrestler in wrestling today? Volta. Volta is my favourite. Big fan of him. But I do love Roman and Asuka, of course. Big strikes to the midsection. Knee comes back from Gallows. Into the corner. Big boot. Charges over. Double boot by Finlay. Finlay on the middle rope. Uppercut off the top. Juice Robinson on the outside. Juice Robinson really wants to get that tag. Gallows trying to tag in Anderson. And he does, and Anderson jumps in and he stops Finlay. Finlay over the top. Duck underneath. Makes the tag to Juice Robinson. Nice. It's got a good pace to it. So Gallows slowing down the pace. Juice Robinson getting that hot tag, and immediately the pace quickens. Nice strike. Yeah, man, he's fired up. I really want Gorillas of Destiny to pop up on AEW and destroy Kenny Omega, the Good Brothers, and the Young Bucks, says Chris. Daze, what is your Volta dream match? Maybe AJ. kind of feel like Roman would be great, but you're just guaranteed an incredible match if it's AJ, aren't you? AJ versus Volta is just going to be an incredible match. It's just going to be amazing. So it's hard not to say him. I mean, I'd love to see Volta against the likes of Roman, of course, Drew, Brock, you know, all the usual suspects. But I kind of feel that AJ is the one that's going to give you the best match. Carl Anderson on his own. Against the ropes goes Finlay. Going for the pin. 2. Kick out by Anderson. I've got Asuka on my wall. She tells me what the day is, says William. How much to take a Volta chop? Not that much, to be honest. I kind of feel like that would be a bit of a badge of honour, wouldn't it? I should imagine whenever he does like meet and greets, people ask for them. People are weird. I mean, I would definitely not ask for one, but I kind of feel like it'd be to say you got chopped. Certainly if it was like filmed. Because obviously if you said to someone, I've been chopped by Volta, like, they probably wouldn't believe you. But if it was like recorded and you had a clip of Volta, boom! I mean, it'd be moody, wouldn't it? It'd be moody. But I kind of feel like that would also be a big badge of honour. Gallows popping up. Pushing Finlay off the top. Oh, net breaker by Anderson. Gallows sliding into the ring. Kick. Collides into the corner. Plants him down. 1, 2, 2. Oh, I thought that was the 3. I really thought that was the 3. That looked like it was going to be the finish. So Gallows and Anderson almost getting the 3. Gallows getting tagged in. So we've got Juice Robinson down in the ring. Juice Robinson, I liked how his arm went limp there. Shows that he's like really out, but inside cradle. Oh, Finn Juice! Finn Juice! Wow, wasn't expecting that. Finn Juice. Wow, Finn Juice retain. Apparently, a beaver in British Columbia, Canada, chewed the phone line and it's causing an outage. You Canadians, man. Crazy. Crazy Canadians. Troy said still champs. I know, I'm very surprised at that. Very surprised. Right, backstage, and she's knocking on Kenny's door. Co-main event coming up. There's Don Callis. So Don Callis says Omega's busy. Callis says, you should probably talk to me. I'm the one that's putting all this together. When have you ever seen World Champion versus World Champion? You haven't seen it. Your parents haven't seen it. I'm pretty sure that WWE did it. I'm pretty sure that there was Champion versus Champion. New Japan against WWE. I've got a feeling that it was Bob Backlund. Maybe even Hogan, actually. Against Muta? Good promo. Daze, what did you do to make Alistair mad at all of us? It wasn't me, but it was the disrespect that you lot showed him. I was always very respectful about Alistair Black, but it was you lot that turned your backs on him. You weren't loud enough in supporting him and being there for him when he needed you. You let him down, not me. It was good, though. I did like his little video package. Come on, Finley and Robinson. They did it. They won. Harley Race against Superstar Billy Graham. Okay. I don't know that one. So that would have been NWA against WWF. Depends on the year, doesn't it? Good promo from Don Callis. Pretty standard stuff. He says that you and everyone will be a part of history. Deonna Purrazzo. She's been champ for a little while now, hasn't she? Do you like Deonna Purrazzo? I don't know how WWE dropped the ball with Deonna Purrazzo so bad. Next week from the back of history, wasn't Cody Ring of Honor champ when he faced Aldis? I don't think so. I don't think so. I could be wrong on that. Right, we're just seeing how we got to this match. So, just seeing the number one contenders match. Impact should bring back the Ultimate X, says Christian. I don't know what she's doing now. I don't know her gimmick. She's never beaten me, says Tennille Dashwood. Okay, it should be good. Jerry Lawler versus Nick Bockwinkel, NWA versus AWA. Love that knowledge, Kevin. Shout out to you. Definitely, we don't talk about the AWA enough. Such an important territory, promotion. Didn't Lawler win that as well? Lawler definitely was AWA champion, wasn't he? Was that when he won it? Vape Ross Vape says 1982 Atlanta, Backlund versus Flair, WWF versus NWA. Look at all these examples that people are coming out with now. So when Don Callis turned around, Justin went, "You've never seen it? Your parents have never seen it. Your grandparents have never seen it." Turns out it's happened quite a few times. So shout out to the chat. Smashing it out the park as per usual. The Roddy Piper documentary ended. I enjoyed it from what I saw of it. Heather says, Tennille is such a jerk now. Right, here comes Deonna. I think Deonna Purrazzo's retaining here. Kimberly got quite popular, didn't she? I saw a lot of people bubbling about her. Deonna Purrazzo with Kimberly and Susan? Who the hell's Susan? She looks like a right party animal, Susan does. Deonna Purrazzo, Kimberly, and Susan. Susan's here, guys. Impact has done champ versus champ before. They did it with Kurt Angle when he won the New Japan belt, says 27 Freddie Mitch. Lovely knowledge. Lovely knowledge. There is the Impact Women's Championship, or the Knockouts Championship. Right, we should be underway with this very, very soon. And, of course, this is our co-main event right after this. The big one! Yeah, they're just saying, what does Tenille bring to this? Deonna Purrazzo is going to be a bit quicker. She's obviously got champion's advantage as well. Nice roll from Tenille. Takes the legs away from Deonna. Nice strike to the midsection. Crucifix pin, but couldn't get it. Straight onto the arm. Tenille trying to get over to the ropes. She gets to the ropes. And Deonna's going to have to break. She was a good pickup, wasn't she? Deonna Purrazzo. She was in WWE for so long. I can't believe they didn't do more with her. Who is the biggest simp? Reginald or Tenille Dashwood's manager? I don't know who this guy is. He's got a neck brace on. He's a bit Jim Cornette, isn't he? I'm getting Jim Cornette vibes from him. Kind of strikes me as that kind of weedy, weaselly kind of manager. He even looks a bit like him from a distance. I'm getting very strong Jim Cornette vibes from this guy. Was his name Caleb? Something like that. Tenille on the back of Deonna. She is stretching out the arms. Tries to throw her into the corner, but it's... I don't know, it's just been a few bits tonight that have been a bit clunky. Haven't quite gone as smooth as expected. Nice kick to Tenille. Where should Samoa Joe go next? Well, the difficult thing is I don't think he's going to wrestle. So... where should he go next? I honestly don't know. Because he needs to go somewhere where he can do his commentating. Because I don't think he's going to be able to go somewhere and wrestle. Because I think his wrestling's done, to be honest. So, I think whoever could use him as I think Impact would greatly benefit from him as a commentator. I think Matt Striker's alright. But I think Samoa Joe would bring some energy. D'Lo doesn't seem to get very animated on commentary. Matt Striker's all right, but I think Samoa Joe would definitely bring something fresh, and his experience as well, and obviously his previous relationship with TNA and everything. I kind of think this would be a good fit for him. He should go toy hunting with you. Caleb, but with a K. That is his gimmick. Dave in real life, shout out to you. Against the ropes goes Deonna. Tenille goes straight after a back kick by Deonna, who goes against the other ropes now. Nice knee to the face. Tenille goes against the ropes. Clothesline. Both women go down. So, both women down right now. This is our co-main event. There's Susan. Does anyone know who Susan is? Where's she come from? She looks like she's just finished a job at the office. In the corner goes Tenille. Deonna goes after her. Tenille moves out the way. Tarantula. Yeah, Tajiri did use it a lot. I never quite understood how it hurt, to be honest. Up top goes Tenille. Missile drop kick. No, crossbody. 1, 2. Kick out by Deonna Purrazzo. What's the dream match that you would like to see between Impact and AEW? Christian, I really would like to see... Trying to think men's-wise, I don't know if there's any male wrestlers that really stand out to me in Impact, to be honest. I'm sure there's some great ones. Like I've always liked Ace Austin. So like Ace Austin taking on someone like Pac, I think would be amazing. But I'm probably more into some of the female wrestlers they've got. So I kind of think that Jordan Grace, I don't know. Who's the best female wrestler in AEW? You could argue Thunder Rosa, Britt Baker, or Serena Deeb. Let's go Britt Baker. Britt Baker against Deonna Purrazzo. Something like that. Might be alright. I don't really know enough about the Impact roster. But I kind of feel that Britt Baker, Deonna Purrazzo could be a good match. Or Ace Austin against Pac, I think could be a lot of fun. Feel free to let me know in the chat what would be your dream Impact AEW match. They haven't really got like a big male star, have they? Their big male champ is like Rich Swann. Moose. They haven't got like a big name, have they? I mean, you could say Cody, but Cody versus who? I don't know. Maybe that's what's missing from Impact. Perhaps they need like a Nick Aldis. Or they need like a big champion. Like Rich Swann is a great wrestler, but is he like the guy? They're searching for the Paul Bearer betrayal urn. What if Zelina shows up? What, during this match? That'd be good. That'd be interesting. Kenny Omega versus Eric Young, says Hayden. Ace Austin versus Pac, says LSW. I'd like to see Moose versus Lance Archer, says Tech 2000. Okay. Joey Janela versus Eddie Edwards in a hardcore match, says Christian. Dalton says Deonna Purrazzo versus Shida. This is quite interesting. This is interesting. My dream match would be Bliss versus the Zombie Girl. Abaddon. Into the ring post goes Caleb. Two count for Deonna Purrazzo. The action's still going on. Nice, pump kick. Tenille is down. Deonna in control. Deonna outside the ring, climbing up top. Tenille is down. Deonna up top. She went for a falling headbutt and Tenille moved out the way. Just looked a little strange. Oh, Cub! That was nasty! That's got to win it. 1, 2... Oh, and Kimberly on the outside. That was that curb was horrific. Curb stomp from Tenille Dashwood. Oh, Ace Austin will be a massive star in WWE. Every time I've seen him, I've always been really impressed. Ace Austin versus Jungle Boy, that would be good. Trey Miguel versus Kenny. Dalton asks, who do you think will win the main event? Feeling pretty good for Kenny. Fujinara armbar for Deonna. Nice reversal. Big strike. Strike across the back. Forearm strike. These two women trading blows back and forth. Good Brothers versus Young Bucks. I know they're on the same team, but that would be good, says Dave in real life. Evan says Daze Susan is Sue Young. Has she got an office job now? She looks like she works 9 to 5. Oh, planted. Deonna Purrazzo looks like she's going to get the win. And she does. So, Deonna Purrazzo retains. And you know what that means. Main event time. They're going to give this match time, aren't they? This match is going to get some serious, serious time. Because in all fairness, how long are we into the show? 2 hours 13. There's a chance they're going to give this match a good 40-odd minutes. I don't know that Susan's footwear... Oh, hello. There is someone coming out. Taylor Wilde comes out. Omega versus Swann. Taylor Wilde channeling her inner Lacey Evans. Daniel Bryan versus Kenny Omega, says Anthony. True story, Rich Swann and Sue Young were arrested after an indie show, says Esteban. Okay, so Taylor Wilde looks like going to be the next challenge for Deonna. Deonna jumped onto the edge of the ring, held up the title. So, Deonna on the entrance ramp, holding up her title. And there we go. That is it for the co-main. One match left. Kenny Omega defends the AEW Championship against Impact and TNA Champion Rich Swann. May 15th, Under Siege. That's an interesting name. Under Siege. So under Siege, and then it's Against All Odds. And Slammiversary. Big Cass, new name, does not fit him. Why has he got to be heel? He's always heel. I would like to see him as a face. I agree, Derek. We had fun with the name earlier. I don't think it fit. I think they could have come up with something a bit more creative. Just saw Samoa Joe. Our world changes again. Slammiversary. Just saw Samoa Joe there for a second. Main event. So Mauro Ranallo should be joining the commentary team for this one. AEW Invasion confirmed. Well, it's interesting, isn't it? The next pay-per-view is called Under Siege. Right, we're just seeing the build for this one. Get in your thoughts. What are you predicting? Is anyone predicting Rich Swann? Or does everyone think that it will be Kenny Omega? Which way do you think this is going to go? Kenny Omega or Rich Swann? Is there anyone out there? I should probably just ask this. Is there anyone out there that thinks Rich Swann? Anyone? I don't even think Rich Swann's family are expecting Rich Swann to win this. They showed Samoa Joe and Chelsea Green as a hot mess, says Daniel. They did. But the only thing I would say about that is they've obviously got footage that they own that they could use. So, yeah, it's an interesting choice. But are they doing it just to get people talking? Or are they doing it because he is on the way? Eric says, I'm going to call it for Swann. Chris B says Omega. Where did you see Joe? During the little video package for Slammiversary, Joe just flashed up on screen. But as I said, you can kind of read something into it, but also I do wonder if it's just to get a bit of buzz. Because, you know, I would do the same. I've got images and footage that I can legally use of them. Why not use it? Slammiversary. You know, they've obviously got history with that, so all I'm doing is I'm just saying this is a big show. I'm not really saying that they're coming back, but they might do. I think that would be a good place for him to go. Vape Ross Vape said there is no belts changing in this match. No way. No belts changing according to Vape Ross Vape. Brendan says Omega wins. LSW says Omega wins. Don15 said, I think a flop end. Oh, you might want to see the doctor about that. And both are going to keep the belts. David Likes Wrestling said, I want Swann to win. Roy Rees says Omega to win. Esteban said, it was a real domestic violence arrest. Led to Swann's firing. Swann threw Young out of a moving car. Yeah, we did talk about that. I don't know what came of it. But good that he's, you know, obviously in a better place. Swann put money down on Omega, says Eric. Omega is going to win, says Christian. Omega will win clean, says Melvin. If Swann loses, is it only the Impact title? Well, I'm guessing so. It says Impact World Champion and AEW World Champion. Title versus title. And there's no sign of the TNA title. Here's Mauro. Mauro Ranallo is on the commentary desk. Oh, he's so good, isn't he? He is too good. Let's get down to business. Right. No more time for talking. No more time for talking. Don Callis is making his way down. Don Callis getting his own entrance. The Invisible Hand. Turns to the side. And Omega's graphics hit. We've got 2 referees in the ring. The AEW Championship. World Champion. Kenny Omega. Displayed on screen. The god of professional wrestling. And here he is. He walks out. Kenny Omega is here. And he walks out with the Good Brothers, Don Callis, and the AEW Championship around his waist. It's got a big fight feel, this one. Definitely has got a big fight feel. Notorious Nightmare says both AEW and Impact say there will be a double champion Tony said that AEW has never had a false finish, and it won't happen with this, and that's why there will be an AEW ref. Kenny Omega in the ring. Aubrey looks quite unimpressed in the background. So Kenny comes out first. That's interesting. Right. Music changes, and now it's time for Rich Swann. Can someone tell me the results for the Impact pay-per-view, asks Epic North Boom. Deonna Purrazzo retained. Finn Juice retained. Other things happened. We got new women's tag champs. Jordan Grace winning with Rachel Ellerin. Violent by Design were victorious. Trey Miguel was victorious. Alexander won the X Division title. Myers beat Cardona with a good finish. And is that all of them? Right, Rich Swann's come down. Of course, Swann is second. It's his promotion, says Jim. I think that's cool. It's not for his. It's for both belts on the line. Normally, the champ would come down, say second, but obviously both belts are on the line. So it's cool that they allowed Swann to come down second. I really thought they would allow Omega because he is the bigger star. Right, Kenny in one corner. Swann in the other. Where's Aubrey gone? Epic North Boom, no worries. Oh, right, she's just moved to the side. She's just standing by Kenny. They're going to get in each other's way. How is... two referees. Don Callis is doing the announcing. Just have this feeling that Swann is winning this, says Deception Hunter. Josh says, if this is like AEW booking, Omega will win because he was the first one out. I'm not kidding. AEW has got predictable booking. Brian looked confused. I was confused. Harley Race, Vern Gagne, Greg Gagne, Nick Botwinkle, they're all insects in comparison. Big intro for Kenny Omega here from Don Callis. Big intro. Still going. Kenny by God Omega. There's a bit of noise in there now. Where's that noise come from? I never heard like a crowd before. I never heard a crowd like for any other match. Now all of a sudden there's like people watching. Where are all these people? Where have all these people come from? There's like big crowd applause now. Daze. Man, they are really making this feel huge. We've brought out, like, Aubrey. We've brought out Mauro Ranallo. We've got a crowd. Yeah. So, AEW Championship being displayed. The Impact Championship being held up. And we're about to get going here with the main event of Impact Rebellion. Check in on both guys. We're about to get underway with this one. Bell sounds. Both guys circling around. They came from under the ring. Bizarre. What I would say is it definitely makes it feel bigger. I'm glad there is a bit of a crowd for this one. You can't see them. Must be John Cena's family. Kenny working on the arm of Rich Swann early. Slapping him round the back of the head as well. Swann. Nice reversal. And Omega reversing that. Against the ropes goes Kenny. Shoulder tackle. Swann goes down. And Kenny walks over Swann. Bit of disrespect. Swann wins, but gets beaten down post-match. And Omega refuses to relinquish the belt. 2 refs equals no finish, says Esteban. Well, I can tell you that Aubrey has gone to the outside. So, Aubrey seems to be the outside official, so that's a bit better. I thought both were going to be in the ring at the same time, and I just couldn't see how that was going to work. Swann gets slapped, and he tries to retaliate, but Kenny goes to the outside. Time to witness history, says Jenna. They're piping in the Hall of Fame crowd. Next, we'll hear one more match. Right, Kenny looking for a test of strength, but Rich Swann kicks him in the midsection. It's great to hear Mauro's voice again. I completely agree. Big fight feel for this one. Big intros. Over the top, Rich Swann. Lovely work by Rich Swann. Slaps Kenny in the face. Drop kick. Kenny goes to the outside. And there is Tony Khan sitting at ringside. Drop kick. Swann. Lovely. Twisting through the air. Crashing down on Kenny. Nice chop by Rich Swann. I'm cashing in my money in the bank. I just asked my friend who is watching. You don't see 2 refs match quite often. You don't. Lovely chop again by Rich Swann. Kenny going over to the other corner. Ooh, big strike. Nice big right hand there by Rich Swann. Yeah, Mauro really instantly makes this feel so much bigger. He makes this feel so much more credible. Rich Swann has got Kenny in a seated position, kicks him in the back. So it's all Rich Swann right now. Tony Khan and Moose are going to screw Impact, says TJ Jackson. Daze, if Omega beats Swann, who do you think will win the title back for Impact? This is what we're saying. Where are the big solo stars? I don't know where's the star power for Impact? Where's the big... I don't know who they've got. Like, they've obviously in their history had the likes of Brian Cage and obviously going back to AJ, Samoa Joe. Like, they've had some big names, but I don't know who they've got now. If Swann doesn't win it back, then Moose? I don't know. If Big Cass was a face, then I would say him. But he's a heel, so it kind of feels like if Kenny is going to win, they're not going to do that match yet. Nice kick to the midsection by Rich Swann. Swann on the entrance ramp goes over. No. Oh, he still kind of landed on his head. It didn't go well. Swann, he got thrown over. Swann, I think, was trying to do a handstand, but it didn't work for him. And I think he did actually hurt his neck there. Kenny going for a buckle bomb. Omega really in control. Ugh. 1, 2. Omega gets a 2 count. I tell you, that was moody. The way that he picked him up. And he had him like upside down in the air. But Rich Swann was able to kind of, just showing a replay, he was able to get his hands out. And I think he was trying to do a handstand, but the momentum kind of resulted in him kind of not quite getting it. And Omega straight on this now. He's really working the neck. I think he's going to look to target that throughout the match. That's good. As long as Rich Swann's neck is actually okay, this is quite good psychology. Because it looks like that move went wrong. And now Kenny is really working it and targeting it. Rich Swann's still holding on to it. And it kind of gives you something to latch onto now. We know the neck of Rich Swann is not in a great place. Kenny knows it as well. And he's really targeting it. So I'm into this. Big chop. Rich Swann goes down. Does the loser get put in a trash bag? No, this isn't WWE. I hope that Jay White would appear to screw Omega. Presley Pantry said, Daze, maybe this is why Cage is acting weird and Christian is back. A huge Impact War. Broken Matt will play both sides. Well, the next show is called Under Siege, isn't it? So it does suggest something like that. Does suggest that there's going to be something. I don't think they're going to look to end this relationship with tonight. This isn't like the last time we're going to see these two companies working together. So yeah, I think there could be something like that. If anything, this I could see them working even closer together as we move forward. I think this has been a real success. Kenny driving his knee into the back of Rich Swann. And again, Kenny still very much in control. He's got Rich Swann against the ropes. Forearm strike. Rich Swann goes down. Kenny taking a moment to talk to the camera. Imagine if Kenny Omega wins both titles, then goes to WWE and wins the titles there, says Pig and Cam. Cage is weird. He got beat down by Sting, says Eric. That was a bit strange. That is a bit strange. I would like his booking to be a little better in AEW. I can't say I'm really feeling Team Taz, but now's not really the time for that conversation. I do like Ricky Starks, though. Against the ropes goes Swann, but he holds on to the rope. Back elbow by Swann. Forearm strike by Swann. And again. And another one. Swann looking to go against the ropes. Omega goes against the ropes. That's better by Swann. This time he does get that handstand. Lovely back kick as he jumps over the top. Goes against the ropes. Big frog splash. Goes for the pin on Omega. I love that as well. Don Callis tried to get into the ring. That was a really close fall for Rich Swann, and you could see that Don Callis was going to try and jump in. Big strikes by Omega. Big chop by Omega as well. And Rich Swann down to one knee. Double axe handle. Rich Swann. No selling, no strikes from Omega. Slaps Kenny in the face. Big chop. And another. One more. Kenny has got Swann against the ropes. Forearm strikes. Against the ropes goes Swann. Clothesline. Omega goes down. Swann has got Omega against the ropes. Reversed. Picks him up. Round the houses. Head scissor takedown by Swann. And Kenny over in the corner. Swann going over after him. Kenny kicks out. Kenny going up to the middle rope. Top rope enziguri by Swann. Swann, nice. Oh, look at that. Excellent work. Hurricanrana. Shoulder up by Kenny. 2 count for Rich Swann there. Nice pace. If Kenny is in WWE, he would easily destroyed by either the Almighty or the head of the table. Eric Defcom said Sting goes back to his Impact roots. We want Jay White, says Anshon. Talking smack with Paul Heyman will be great tomorrow. I saw that he did something with Bayley on Talking Smack that got a lot of praise. So I do need to watch that little segment. Kenny going to the outside. Rich Swann down on one knee. Kenny climbing up top. Rich Swann jumps up though. Both guys over in the corner. Chops by Kenny. He's gone full on Tatanka. That's what he's gone. Headbutts by Kenny. Big move coming here. Powerbomb. Powerbomb from the top by Kenny. No, reverse by Swann. Little bit botchy. Rich Swann losing his footing. Nothing disastrous. Rich Swann lost his footing. He managed to flip Kenny over. But just lost his footing a little bit. Look. Frog splash by Rich Swann. 2. Oh, kick out by Kenny. Kick out by Kenny. Nice pace. Daze, if you had a choice, what wrestling show would you want to join? What wrestling show would I want to join? What wrestling show would I want to join? It's a good question. I'd probably join NXT. Probably join NXT because it's permanently based in Florida. Love Florida. Lovely weather. And it's not too big, but it is on TV. You'd still get a figure made of you, which would be nice. So, but do you know what I mean? You haven't got the hassle that comes with being on the main card. I think I'd go NXT. People watching on. A lot of Impact people. Looking a bit nervous. Rich Swann over by the ropes. Kenny going over looking for the knee strike. V-trigger by Kenny. V-trigger and he's going for the one-winged. One-winged. He's going for the one-winged. He can't quite get it. Rich Swann able to avoid the one-winged. Lovely spin kick to the head by Kenny. Woo! We got a bit of drama. Rich Swann in the corner. Kenny, big smile on his face, is looking quite confident. I feel like that's going to turn now. Oh, it doesn't though. He connects. Another big knee to Rich Swann. Swann in the corner. Rich Swann is up top. What's he going for? One winged up there. What's he going for? No, he couldn't do it. No, it's that's been happening all night. These little botches, these little slips, these little things that haven't quite come off. There's been quite a few examples of those tonight. And I mean, it was a high risk move. Kenny goes up onto the middle rope. He tries then to get the one winged angel. Rich Swann manages to get out, but kind of falls off, and Kenny just falls back. It was a big, big move, though, to go for. Both guys on their feet. Slapped by Rich Swann. Lovely back. I love that back slap there. Oh, lovely kick. Oh, another V-trigger. Snapdragon by Kenny. Camping is good. This is botchy, but it's good. I agree, Don. Yeah. It's not taken away from the match. I'm not like I'm watching it going, oh, they're messing all this up. It's just been a couple of little moments, but there's been some great moments as well. Yeah, his neck's taken a lot of punishment, and Mauro Ranallo just pointing that out. He's going for another one, but Rich Swann not allowing him to hit it. Back elbow. Woo! Stunner, but there wasn't really much behind it. In the middle of the ring, against the ropes. Handspring. Oh, takes out the ref. So, handsprings against the ropes, comes back and takes out the ref. So, the Impact ref is down and out. Aubrey's come in. Just kick him out. We don't need two refs anyway. Just get rid of that one. Just do your job, Aubrey. If I was Aubrey, I'd just be like, kick him out of the ring. Because look, we got two refs. We got two refs. And Kenny is still able to bring a chair in. Aubrey shaking her head. Aubrey takes the chair away. Just let them wrestle. Swann again going for that. Cutter. Now the other refs come back. Roll up by Swann. One. Only a one. Reversed by Kenny. Two by... Oh, it's just a bit overbooked for me right now. Kenny in the corner. Swann gets up. Goes for the knee strike. Kenny doesn't get it. Swann in the middle of the ring. Nice kick to the head. Okay, this is better. We've got past all that silliness now. Driver by Rich Swann. 1, 2. Kick out by Kenny. Aubrey's back on the outside of the ring. Impact should bring out another of their refs, causing an argument with Aubrey to cause a distraction. I don't know if what this match needs is more refs. I think we're sorted for refs. I'm pretty sure, ref-wise, we're good. If there's one thing this match has got, it is definitely refs. Omega is down, and Rich looks like he's going for a splash. He is. Couldn't get it. Oh, V-trigger. V-trigger, this might be the end. Rich Swann, middle of the ring. Oh, he's saying no. Oh, he didn't go for the one-winged. He went for a German. Got the German. Rich Swann kicked out. And now Kenny plants Rich Swann. Shoulder up again. Some nice moments here. Some good sequences here. Everything since Aubrey got back out the ring has been pretty good. AEW is flourishing on a national channel, and Impact is shown on the island of Misfit Toys. Right, both guys are down at the moment. Kenny is taking down his knee pad. One ref over everyone. Right, big knee strike there by Kenny. V-trigger, Rich Swann down on his knees. He looks like he's going for another, and he goes. Connects. He's just driving that exposed knee into the face of Rich Swann. And looks like he's going for one more. And Rich Swann collapses down. Kenny laughs his head off. And he's dragging Rich Swann over. And these... Eddie Edwards is really trying to fire up Rich Swann. Against the ropes goes Kenny. Oh, another knee strike to Rich Swann. Rich Swann has even got a bit of spittle now dribbling out of his mouth. Kenny should finish this now. Rich Swann is pretty much done. If Kenny can get... Oh, well, he fights back. Slapping away. I think Omega will win because Rich Swann beat him a few months ago. Nice reversal by Rich Swann. Suplex. So the match is rumbling on. So Rich Swann climbing up. Kenny is down in the ring. Oh, he went for that splash again. He couldn't get it, Swann. The Phoenix Splash doesn't connect. Middle of the ring. Kenny Omega. Another knee strike. And this is it. This is it. One-winged. He's got him up. No resistance from Rich Swann. One wing connects. 2, 3. Kenny Omega wins. Kenny Omega wins. Kenny Omega is the new Impact World Champion. You can't spell Omega without OMG. Mauro Ranallo was fantastic during that. Mauro Ranallo was seriously impressive during that. An actual finish, yeah. Fair play, an actual finish. Not a surprise, says Jeff. Clean match, says Paul. Yep, credit to them for that. Well, Don Callis does have the TNA title in his hand. He has the Impact belt as well. Yeah, look at this. Kenny with the Impact, the TNA, the AEW. Kenny has got three belts on him. It's a shame he hasn't got the AAA one with him as well. Kenny holding up all the gold. It was overbooked, says Seth. I do think that the bit where Aubrey comes in wasn't necessary, to be honest. But I'm pleased the end was clean. I thought the match good. Good match. Have we ushered in a brand new world? Kenny holds up the AEW title. And that's it. Holds up the belts. There's nothing that happens after. No one comes out. Kenny Omega has beaten Rich Swann. And that is the end of the broadcast. What do you think of the match? Out of 5, what did you think of the match? Get in your thoughts. Kenny Omega wins. But what did you think of the match? That is the big question. Let's change this little thing on screen. The AAA belts. Yes, he didn't have that. Roosh, Fatu, Osprey. There was no one that came out. This was so worth it, says Oscar. Yeah, what do you think of the match out of 5? Eric says 5.1. 4.5, 3, 3, 4.75. 4 out of 5, says Jim. William said there's too many refs. Cecil says 4. Trevor says 3.75. 2 out of 5. Main event is awesome except for some of the botches, says Hayden. 3.5. Brian says 3.25. Cerebral Assassin says 3.5. Super Speedway Fan says 4.25. Honey says 2. William says I didn't watch it. Fiend Bray Wyatt says 3.5. Austin says 3.5. Retribution says 4. Mike says 4.5. Very surprised at no interference. 4 out of 5, says Jeff. Kenny has got 4 belts. Well, apparently he's got the AEW, the Impact, the TNA, and he is the AAA champion as well, isn't he? So he should have that. But I don't know that he didn't have that with him. You can see the scores on screen for the match out of 5. We've got quite a few 4s, quite a few 3s. Christian, shout out to you. And Sean says 5. Labria says 3.10. LSW says 4.25. Sam says 3.5. There was too many refs. William says not enough refs out of 10. Christian says 3.75. David says 5. D. Stewart, shout out to you. He is the AAA Mega Champion, says Christian. Nick Aldis should have walked out at the end, says Bama. Yeah, now, Switcher scores out of 10 for the show. So we've kind of got a feel as to what people thought about the match. But what did you think about the show? What did you think about the show? I think main event match was probably about a 3.5 for me. I did enjoy the end. I didn't need the interference. There was a few little slips in there, but nothing disastrous. I just didn't feel like it got me to much of a point where I was like, oh. At no point did I feel like I was close to a "this is awesome" chant. So I kind of feel like it was solid, definitely good. So I'd say 3.5. That would seem fair to me. But Hayden says 3.5 out of 10. What for the show? 5, 7, 3.5, 3.5, 6.9, 6, 8.25 says Goncast. 7, 7, 7.75. Christian says next thing Kenny will be WWE champ. I'm really not expecting that. Not unless he leaves AEW. 6.5, 4 for the main event, says Brandon. 7.35, 6, 3.16, 9 It was a good showcase for Impact, says J Brock 11. Reggie says 7.5. Esteban says 7.25 for 7.5 for the finish. Sam says 7 out of 10. 7.25. Heather said, I was shocked how good this was. Austin says 7 for the show. Omega killed Swann, says Ryan. Someone call the RSPCA. Someone call Animal Protection. Omega just killed a Swann. 5.3 out of 10. 6.97 says Bunkers LFC. Dom15 says 7.5. Warren says 9.5. Dalton Miller says 2.5. John says 7.5. Didn't Kurt Angle and Austin Aries hold 4 belts? I wasn't watching TNA, but so my TNA knowledge is close to non-existent. Why are people shocked that Impact put on a great pay-per-view? They always do, says James Chadwick. Kieran says 6.25. John Cena Gamer says 6. Retribution says 6. AEW 10. David said, was Cardona's injury kayfabe? I honestly don't know. The way that it was done was very impressive. If it was, it was very impressive. It was very, very well done. If it was a legit injury. I seriously don't know. 904 Pinball Zone says 6.66. Graham says 7.5. Anthony said it needed a cliffhanger. 3 says Brendan. Shark Boy is coming for the championship. Kevin says 8. Wrestle Clips says 8. That was pathetic. Against the Laredo Kid. Was it not a good match? I never watched it. SRX. That was the match for the AAA title, wasn't it? But I never watched it. I never saw it. Logan, shout out to you. Moose is going to murder Rich next week. Sucks to be Rich Swann, doesn't it, at the moment? Jessica says 6.5. Carter says 10. I kind of agree with the chat. I think that this is good. I think that if I don't watch Impact and I don't have the highest kind of love for Impact. I don't know how to word that. I don't hate Impact, but I saw such rubbish from TNA. And then, obviously, when I did watch Impact last year, we went through the whole Tessa stuff. And, there was a lot of allegations. I don't mind her being champion. I thought the match itself was very good, actually. In fact, I'm not even sure if this match was as good as the Tessa Sami Callihan match. It was a really good match, that. I thought they did a good job of telling that story. But then, obviously, all them allegations came out. Impact didn't really seem to do anything about it. It just kind of seemed like, I don't know, they're always taking, little steps forward, but then little steps back. But there wasn't anything on this show that I thought was bad, to be honest. I thought that every match had its moments. I thought that every match, there was a few botches in there. There was a few kind of moments that, I don't know, it didn't quite lead to where they wanted it to lead to. There's not many matches here where I think the "this is awesome" chant would have been used, if I'm being perfectly honest. I think the first match was great in the X Division stuff. I think the women's tag was good. Women's solo match, I think, could have been better. Main event, I think, delivered, but I think the build was so big, I don't know the match lived up to the hype. So I kind of feel like Matt Cardona said his kneecap fell out of place. I can believe it, man. When he lands, his knee proper shoots out to the side. So moody. Really moody. So, yeah, I mean, I'm going to go... I'll go 7. I'm feeling generous. That's me being generous. I think if you went 7.25, I can get it. If you went 6.75, I can get it. I'll go 7. I kind of feel like it was solid. I definitely feel entertained. I definitely, I'm coming away with a good impression of Impact. So I think there's a lot to say about that. I think there's a lot of good that this show will have done. Stars that I want to see more of would be the likes of Ace Austin. Rachel Ellerin I thought was good, but I thought that beforehand anyway. But Fire and Flavor I thought were good, competent, solid. I like them as a team. Jordan Grace I was already a fan of, so that was all good. But yeah, I like Ace Austin. I don't know that the women's match did that much for me, to be honest. Co-main, I think, was a bit... Trying to think who else. I mean, Myers against Cardona, the match was okay. The ending was the best part. I don't know. It's just pretty solid. It's pretty solid. Pretty good effort. I think if you spent your money on this, because don't forget, this costs $20 here in the UK. I'd imagine it's probably more in America. I think you'd definitely feel that you got your money's worth. I feel like I've definitely watched something worthwhile there. And Kenny standing tall with all the belts obviously builds the excitement for Wednesday now. And, I'm sure that we're going to be seeing those belts around his waist on Wednesday. So, yeah, it should be interesting. And, of course, the next show is called Under Siege. So that gets the mind boggling as well, doesn't it? That gets you starting to think about things. About invasions, and could we get an Impact invasion on Wednesday, or I don't know, what's that build into? It's interesting. Crazy Ginger Jake Holden said, for me it's 775. SRX says, Samoa Joe ready to challenge Jeff Jarrett for the title. Then he realises a lot has changed when he left. Brendan says 3 out of 10. Anthony said, what if Samoa Joe returns to Impact and wins the title for Impact? I don't think he can wrestle. Because if he could wrestle, then surely WWE would have kept him. So I don't know that he can wrestle. He could go to Impact. I think he'd be a great addition. Because I think, just as a name, as a commentator, as a manager, as on-screen kind of GM, or I don't know, there's like a million ways that you could use Samoa Joe. Even not having him wrestle, I think that he would be worthwhile bringing him. Where is 15? We have 14 and 16, but where is 15? What do you mean? Hayden, shout out to you. Easy fight, have a mega fight Brock or Jay. Can't wait for him to lose them all to Roman. Do you think Kenny will be 1 or 2 wrestler on the PWI's Wrestler of the Year? It depends how the rest of the year's booked, but I'd imagine he'll be number 1. Because it's not based on ability, it's based on your booking, really. If you're a champion and you've been a champion, it runs from July to July or August to August. So if you've been a champion within that time frame, you're going to be high on the PWI. Doesn't matter if you're awful, right? If you've been a champion for that time, you'll be high on the PWI. The fact that he's now got all of these titles means that he will be high on the PWI. So will Roman. So will Hikaru Shida. All the champions, basically. Anyone, maybe not Bianca, because she's only just won that belt. So, and maybe not Bobby, because he hasn't been champ for very long. But, yeah, anyone that's had the championships for a while, going back to like last August, they will be high on the PWI. When is the BBW pay-per-view? We're negotiating. We are working on that. Big Boobs Wrestling coming in 2022. It's a good job I didn't go with Big D Wrestling, isn't it? If I went with Big D Wrestling and then said coming in 2022, I don't think that would get past any of the censors, to be honest. I don't know what 15 would apply to me. I have no idea what you're on about, Brian. I think I'm wondering if you've had a stroke. That's what I'm wondering right now. Big Cass. That was a good moment. Him coming out in 1 year. Should show up after Mania. I wonder what spot Volta will be on. He'll be high. He's had that title for a long time, hasn't he? I don't know where he was actually on last year's PWI, but I'd imagine he'll be a little higher. because obviously he was quite inactive. I think from March to April to August, he didn't wrestle. So obviously he's been a bit more active now that we're coming out of the pandemic. So wherever he was last year, I'd actually expect him to be a little higher. Maybe not much, though. Omega Aldis would be a good match, but Aldis is prideful, says Ryan. BBW Brestlemania. Oh, it's Brestlemania, fighting to survive. Pump them up. Yes, Brestlemania. What you gonna do when Brestlemania runs wild on you? Oh, you've called it, man. BBW, Big Boobs Wrestling. Can you imagine if someone just joined us right now? BBW, Big Boobs Wrestling, Brestlemania. Very, very good. Very good. Kevin Stokes, take a bow. Take a bow. Right, do you know what? I can't. There's nothing I can say that can top that. Nothing I can say that would top that. I wouldn't even want to try. So I think it's right that we end it there. So a big shout out to everyone that joined us tonight. It was something a bit different, but something very enjoyable all the same. And yeah, solid show, man. Solid show. I'm definitely coming out of this with an appreciation for what Impact are doing right now. Before we go, Graham said, Daze, what's the next Impact pay-per-view after Under Siege? I think the pay-per-view after the 90-day release clause for the former stars could produce some surprise appearances. I can't remember what it was called, to be honest. Wasn't it? It was something casino-themed, wasn't it? Because I saw it and it made me think of AEW again. It was like Double or Nothing. But I can't quite remember what it was called. Can anyone remember what the show after Under Siege was? It was like All In, Double or Nothing, Spinning the Wheel. I don't know. It was something like this. Can anyone remember before we go? Because that is going to bug me. You all did so well with Solomon Crow earlier. Can anyone remember? It's not Slammiversary. There's one in between them. I'm sure. It's Under Siege. Then it was something casino-y. Then it was Slammiversary. Against All Odds. That was it. Yes. Cerebral Assassin. That was it. Against All Odds. As soon as they said it, I was like, Double or Nothing. Got me thinking about AEW again. Against All Odds. AEW Against All Odds. Impact Against All Odds. So Under Siege, then Against All Odds, then Slammiversary. Could be a big 3 pay-per-views, actually. Could be a big 3 pay-per-views. Hamad says 7 out of 10 needed more Johnny Swinger. I don't know who Johnny Swinger is, but we need more swingers in wrestling. I do agree with that. Samoa Joe is all elite. He is going to join the Pinnacle, says TJ Jackson. James with the save. Against All Odds. Shout out to you, James Chadwick. Yes, you are correct. Right, we are done. Thank you so much for joining us. I know this is something a bit different. Normally we would do like some sort of retro watch along, but a match of this magnitude, we had to check it out, and I think it delivered. I think it did well. And the big news tonight, Kenny Omega is the AEW, the Impact, the TNA, and the AAA champion. The wrestling god has done it, and now we'll see what Wednesday has got in store. Of course, we are back tomorrow for Raw. Yay. Can't wait. Super excited for Raw tomorrow. Hopefully I get more Wi-Fi problems, but I don't know. So we got Raw tomorrow, NXT on Tuesday, AEW on Wednesday. So yeah, big streams coming up. Never stops. And hopefully I'll see you at one of those. So thanks a lot for watching. Really appreciate the support. And I'll see you very soon for Brestlemania. Oh, Breastomania, fighting to